but we're talking about in terms of degrees, it's the same, all right? So you start on the 1, that's where you start, okay? So from that 1 on up to the 9, when you become an ascended master, that's when you're on your travels through this life. And there's so many obstacles that people are going to face, like we're about to break down the shadow hour, okay? So many obstacles you face. It's like you ever been in traffic and the cars is stuck and they blowing their horns, and you got people on the road too. They're going to have the road rage, and they try to control it, but it gets intense. And you notice that in front of you, you have the setup is that you can't clearly see all the way in front, which is why when you're on the road and you're on the highway, you're taught you got to pay close attention to the cars that's in front of you, all right? And if their brake lights turn red at any given point, they're saying, yo, I'm slowing down. And they signifying to you that you should slow down also. Anybody ever told you, like my homie told me, that when you're driving on the road, you're not just driving for you, you're also driving for other people too, which means you have to be paying so much attention that when they're not paying attention, you can pay attention for them, okay? But you got to be on alert. You be on your guard. And also, you have to be aware of the obstacles on your travels and keep your eye on the prize, all right? And let me tell you, that's one of the ways in this day and time, for all the people who claim awareness and wokeness, one of the ways that we can tell who we are, all right, or who knows what, or who's who in this day and time, if the presumed race of a messenger stops you from heeding the actual message solely because of your reserve or your ill feelings toward the race as a whole, then the spell of hatred is over you, family. And that spell is going to hinder you. And you won't be able to see what time it is. So I don't think anybody's confused about what type of time that I'm on. I don't think anybody's confused about the fact that I have awareness and that I have multiple abilities and that I can break down multiple things, or I can have a conversation about pretty much anything they want to talk about on Clubhouse. So why would I stress a point like this? Why would I want to point out that racism has turned people away from Christ? Why would I want to point out that racism has turned people away from their own sciences or their own titles? And they shut down a whole different way that they could have had access to it. The devil wasn't able to remove the truth, is what I'm telling you. The opposition was not able to remove the truth from any of the books. It's still there. But you turn from it, okay? And then they turn away from that to sciences that were incomplete. You don't have master teachers out here that are willing to go and find the languages and break these things down. So that's a problem, which means you're getting incomplete information still. All right? And that's going to be an issue. So once you get past the race of Jesus and the ones around him in the stories, finally you'll be able to understand that they weren't Caucasian. There was no way they were Caucasoid. They weren't melanin recessive. They weren't European. All right? And what you think Jesus looks like is because of all these 4th century and on up people who were so-called Christians who started to paint images of him. All right? Or to mirror themselves. And they would also try to replicate Greek and Roman images so that they could attract more people to the religion, which was growing. Every time you turn around and see these images on your churches and these books or these cartoons or these movies, all right, they were trying to instill that white superiority in your mind, okay? And people started to receive that, and then the ones who came into information, what wound up happening, which why I'm going to talk to you about their method, all right, but what wound up happening is what? People started to see it, peep the game. They said, oh, Jesus can't be a white man. No, that's not a white, no. And then they turned away from the whole story instead of realizing that all they were doing was breaking the code, and they should have kept going. Once you figured out he wasn't a Caucasian, that's when you were supposed to uncover his true story. You weren't supposed to throw the book away because the book never said he was Caucasian. You weren't supposed to throw the dialect away or the languages away that led you to where you are. You were supposed to walk down that line. Don't just stop at there were no J's back then. What were the combination of letters that led for that sound? What takes you back to Aramaic, Hebrew? Follow the pathway, follow the language to take you back to ancient command or to Nuwapu and see what these stories were actually saying and what groups of people they were talking about. You weren't supposed to stop, is what we've been saying to you and what we've been working on explaining, okay? But it's become all inclusive. That's the problem for people because it doesn't make sense. Especially when you have stories of them saying, I came for this tribe and this tribe only. I came from our Father which art in heaven, but you are of your father the devil, separated families. I will put enmity between her seed and thy seed. Everybody's not the same people on the planet Earth, okay? Which means that just because you have melanin dominant skin or melanin dominant gene, all right, doesn't mean that you're a God. And it doesn't mean that you're the devil either, the same way as for Caucasian people who have melanin recessive. Not everybody's coming from the same family. Not everybody has the same genealogy. There's been so much mixing of the genes that you have a real problem on your hands when you're talking about who the family of the Anunnaki actually are. You have a real problem on your hands when you're talking about who Jesus actually came for. Who were your ancestors actually writing these stories for? Because it wasn't just the Bible. Let's tell the truth. It wasn't just the Bible. They spoke about it in the Vedic scrolls or the Vedic text. They spoke about it in the Bible, in the Quran. They spoke about it in the hieroglyphs, in the papyri. They spoke about it all around the world, these encounters. So why people still focus on this one little story, all right, about one person versus looking at the whole grand scheme of everybody has said the same thing, that they're trying to warn you. And they've been coming here, we've been coming here over and over, generation by generation, warning people that this realm will be destroyed. They will destroy this world if we don't rectify, okay, or get back in order what we're supposed to have in order. That's what everybody was telling. So what's the problem? What did Jesus say that was out of line? What did he teach that was out of line? If you find people who have faith in Jesus, you should be strengthening their faith. You should be telling them to follow more or walk with him more. You shouldn't be trying to lead them away from him, okay, especially if he was leading them to the heavens. But the problem is that these deceivers are coming out and saying things like heaven is only in the mind. The deceivers are coming out and saying things like, oh no, it's only a metaphor. No, that's not what your ancestors said. Your ancestors are not attributes either. That's another problem of deception. So then when you find these people, you're not helping them out of the spell of spookism. You're actually adding more onto it. And we have to rectify that too, okay? And that's why I say be cautious, especially in this day and time. So genealogy, okay, after a while, after they started rolling out these images, and it started becoming implanted in people's mind. It was implanted in your grandmother's mind, your grandfather's mind. It passed down to your parents. And now, even if you found yourself in spirituality or away from the conversation of Christianity, when people say the name Jesus, there's still a Caucasian man that pops up into people's mind. All right, which means they remove the genealogy issue. Okay, they remove the importance. It will become less and less important of a factor when dealing with salvation. And the whole world would think that they can be quote unquote saved by this Caucasoid. Okay. And that's what happened. And that's where a lot of the issue at hand lies. I understand that part. That's understandable. Okay? Because the images they have and the rhetoric that's being spewed by Paul's messengers or Saul's messengers, that's not even contextually true. Okay? So the Hebrew Israelites, they got some information as well. You may not like or agree with everything they say, but they still have some information. And if everybody would come together for once, if the NOI, the Hebrew Israelites, all these other groups of people would come together and put their information together, then they would have the whole picture. But that's why the deceivers separated all of you. They put you each and every one of you in your own fashions. They put you each and every one of you in your own facets. Instead of you being multi-faced or multi-faceted to be able to explain it in every direction, that it'll come all to the center. Because he was not a Caucasoid, we should understand that, which means his family wasn't a Caucasoid. You're not just talking about one person, which means the extraterrestrials who came to get him were not Caucasoid because his family above this earth was not Caucasoid. So what does that mean? It's telling you that extraterrestrial people exist outside of the planet Earth who were melanin dominant. And it ties you right back around to your ancient Egyptian stories where they were saying the same thing. So how did it become now that it's just attributes, or now it's just these are metaphors, but then your government is trying to put out the same type of information about the UFOs, the disclosure projects and all of this, right? And you got all these different races of beings accounted for. Everybody talking about all these other races of extraterrestrials, but never want to talk about the melanin dominant ones. Okay, as if melanin dominance is an anomaly of a happening genetically in the universe, and that's not the truth. It's the other way around. You understand that? He said it for you though. Our Father which art up there in heaven. I go back to my Father. I'm an extraterrestrial is what he was saying. I am not from your planet Earth. Okay? And then you go and tell me about the Anunnaki. Then you go tell me about all these other stories as if they're real and they exist. But then I'll tell you that Jesus' story was also real, and that they have manipulated you to think that it didn't happen. They manipulated you to think that his family doesn't exist, and then you lost the genealogy. You don't know our voice when you hear it. You don't know our voice, and you should be able to hear it. My sheep know my voice. All right? You should be able to know the voice when it's coming through. Everyone said the same thing. Yo, you resonate in a certain way. Don't you know that they had the voice of the sound of many waters? They said it was the sound of many waters because we can hit multiple frequencies. Okay? Multiple frequencies. We can reach anybody. No matter who we're talking to. We could be talking to a Caucasian, a Mexican, no matter, we could be talking to someone who doesn't even know about understand our language. They will be able to feel the information that's spewing through us because we're in tune with the waters. Okay? That's how you will be able to know. Test every spirit with the spirit. Another thing they told you. You didn't read it. You understand? Most people didn't read it, is what I'm saying. And you know where the Jerusalem is, okay, if you want to talk about geography. It's right at the tip of Africa. The Middle East, they call it. But they don't want to tell you that that's still Africa, okay? It's like a little bitty smidget that seems to separate it, but that means climatically it's still the same. All right, it's still the same climate. Climate is still the same area geographically, and it means it'll be the same people also. Which means what? Those were melanin dominant people. There were any group of people running around at that time in that area, you know they weren't melanin recessive. Okay, you wouldn't send a melanin dominant person to go hide either amongst melanin. You wouldn't send a melanin recessive to hide amongst melanin dominant. It doesn't add up. So you have to start showing yourself and proving to yourself that these stories. First of all, how many people have ever heard it before? These people were never able to create anything. All these liars who came in the flesh of Caucasians, all these liars who came in the flesh of barbaric men who came and conquered lands, they never had anything of their own, no culture of their own. Anything that they ever had that belonged to them was barbaricism, all right, being savages. And we knew that. Historically, they went around and they dominated the worlds. We understand that, okay? So what would make you think that they can come up with this story? What would make you think that they would come up with anything? They can't come up with it. Even when they're making movies now, all they're doing is making replications of old movies. They have no creative bone. All these barbaric beings, they don't have the creative bone to come up with anything, is what you would say. So in the same breath, you'll say that. But then, okay, and then I tell you, well, they didn't create the Jesus story either. They didn't create the story of the Israelites. They didn't create this. And then there are hidden messages in each of these words and languages that through tone, the realm has expressed itself to try to get back to cosmic order so that you might find it or that you might uncover these things. And people are saying that now I'm making things up. Okay? So the descriptions that they claim are described in Jesus Christ. They give imagery of a melanin dominant man. And you should know that. You refer to Daniel 7:9, where it's I beheld to the thrones were cast down. That the ancient of days where they were sitting, they said whose garment was white as snow, okay? And that the hair of his head like the pure wool, okay? And if we saying his hair of his head was like the pure wool, it will reappear again in Revelation 1:14. Well, that's debatable because they say white like lamb's wool, which that is a simile as it pertains to the adjective, the color, okay? But as far as Daniel 7:9, if you're describing one of those beings, those ascended masters, or you call it ancient of days, likened unto the Son of Man, okay, well, they understand that they have hair like lamb's wool or pure wool, which is what? An afro, okay? Or what you call nappy hair, but it's really natty hair, natural, okay? Not kinky, kingly. Make sure you correct these people when they say these words, all right? And you can also see that when this person was coming through, what do they say? They said his throne was like a fiery flame and his wheels is burning fire. What does that sound like to you? The flaming chariots, or the fire chariots, or the chariots of God, or the lit, or the radiant objects, or flying objects, or chariots, or starships that everybody's been speaking about all around the world of the planet Earth. They never want to tell you about extraterrestrials being melanin dominant. It's my problem, okay? Because if they tell you that, you're going to know as soon as you tie all these things together, wait a minute, this is a real story. And you're talking about some of our ancestors. And if we don't know that, we will miss. They said that you'll be able to be full, even you who are elect. You have the genes of the electrified ones. You're on a whole different basis now. What do you think Dr. Saban was trying to do by bringing y'all back around? What do you think Dr. York was trying to do by bringing you back around to activate your genes again? Because it's a sign, all right?
Back to the lineage or the line or the bloodline of those who came in the spirit of El. You can find it in the word. You haven't heard this before, but I'll explain it to you. You can find it in the word where Dr. Sebi or Dr. Sabi, okay, even when you say Sabi or Sebi, it's two words you'll be saying. For one, you'll be saying the word Sabati, all right? And when you say the word Sabati, you're saying rest, all right, or to desist. But another word is hidden there as Sabi or Sabet. And Sabat is to say a star, okay, which is to say what? Dr. Sabet or Dr. Sebi or Sabi, okay, was one of the ones who came in as the star beings. And you were clearly able to see that because he rose up as a star. If he's not a star, how do you know who he is? Exactly. A celebrated entity, a celebrity himself, or a celestial being. And he brought the sciences that were helping to what? Do what Michael, who had to fight against the jackal, listen, who was the devil or these demons, Michael Jackson, came through and said, heal the world. He also said, listen, they don't care about us. You know what I mean? And even though people think it to be only about race, listen to what I'm about to explain to you. Michael was one of the ones who ascended in frequency. He went from black to white. Are you with me? He ascended. And before he left, he told you, he stretched himself out on the cross. And he said, this is it. Are you with me? He said, this is it. And one of his songs, one of his biggest songs was Heal the World. He was telling you, heal the world. And Dr. Sabi came out and was explaining the same thing, how to get out of hell. Well, you may not say hell because you may not be looking at it from all of the points or vantage points that you will be able to look at if you would just open your eyes beyond what you were just taught alone. Look into all the different religions and walks of life and sciences, and you'll find that what Dr. Sebi was saying was the same thing Jesus was saying. What Dr. Sebi was teaching is the same thing Jesus was teaching about coming up out of Hades or hell. You go Greek, you go Duat, you can go the underworld, you can go wherever you want to go. You can go Naraka, you can go Jahannam, wherever you want to go. There's somewhere, always, in any type of direction when it comes to religion, or it comes to these sciences that speaks about a lower world. You can go to the demiurge, wherever you want to go. There's always a lower world outside of you, which means there's a lower world inside of you. And when you're in that world of flame, okay, you are inflamed. And Dr. Sebi was teaching people how to come out of hell or out of those flames, come up out of horror, or come up out of, how many people just got the rehab book? I explained it to you, horror, as in horror. Okay, horror as in what? When you're dealing with horror movies, they say scary movies, the realm where your atmosphere is the highest you're going to reach. I mean, at most, you have fear, which means the highest height that people can reach is still in the realm of the darkness, or what's called the unknown. At most, fear. And that is the sphere that they trap you in. And the sphere is literally used to trap people, as well as the Merkaba. There's another reason why people don't understand when we saying using a Merkaba or a 6-pointed star to trap the devil. What we're talking about is what happens when that Merkaba spins. It turns into a sphere. Are you with me? Which I'll show you that in a while when we get around to watching The Man Who Fell to Earth, and I explain to you all the sciences that they put in there. Dr. Sebi was explaining to people through the science of chemical affinity, which is something else that he was breaking down, which is really an actual term that you really can look up in physics, and you'll find more about it, and in chemistry you'll find more about it. But the chemical affinity as well as the alkalinity. And when you say the word alkaline, you're saying what? El, ki, ka, right? And the line. So the lineage or the spirit of, are you with me? El. So what is it really saying? The lineage or the spirit of God. And all of you who would have been alkalining, all right, or alkalinizing yourself, or going further and further away from the depths of hell into the light, which you become lighter. Literally, anybody who took on the vegan route, you became what? Lighter, literally. All right. It wasn't supposed to be that. And this is the same thing that happens with a lot of people. What happened with even the Ansars and the Wapians and the spiritual people, it seems like as soon as people get some information, what you do is you separate yourself from the people. You put yourself up on the pedestal, but you forget that somebody came and grabbed you, which is why in the song Survive, I said, what? You forgot somebody came and y'all was asleep and somebody came and grabbed y'all. A lot of you were meat eaters, pork eaters, gluttons and greedy people, whatever. You was Christians. You was paying the tithes. You was up in the church, jumping up and down, catching the Holy Ghost, doing all the other stuff that the people that live in a facade world were doing. Somebody came, grabbed you, and then after you got grabbed, you walked off by yourself and said, well, I can do this now for me. But you forgot that the same way somebody came and grabbed you, you were supposed to come and grab them. Which is the same science when it comes to even a sacrifice or laying down your life for someone, all right, or putting your life on the what? What is the key word they put it to say? The line, all right? When you put your life on the line for someone, people, even in the Christian community, you have to remind them that when Jesus put his life on the line, quote unquote, according to the story, all right, before that took place, there was another person that put their life on the line for Jesus. And that was a man by the name of John, the Baptist, okay, who was using the water to do what? Clean people. And then what happens after you go through the liquid? Okay, when you go from out of the solid or you're heavy, and the water is used to clean off all of the impurities. Okay, in a river Jordan, they would go and cleanse people, dip them in the water. All right. After that was to take place when the one who came in the spirit, who was waxed wise, all right, and covered in the spirit or clothed in the spirit, who was called Christ, Jesus, which is just another word to say Christos, which I always say Christos or Christ. You're saying anointed. Okay. So what do we use with anointings? We say oil. You still use oil to this day, all right? If you got an altar in your house as a spiritual person, you're still using the same word that the Christian people have used. They say, come to the altar, all right? And the whole point of the altar is to what? Experience a what? An alteration. And when you have an alteration, there's a change that takes place. Are you with me? So when people go into that water, they're coming out a brand new being. That's what the concept was supposed to be about. And then after you go from that solid state to the liquid state, there was somebody else who was supposed to be what? Baptizing people in the what? The knowledge or the spirit, the ruh. And then after you come out of that state, then you become like Christ, which means that what? You take up your cross. Did I make it up or is it in your books? You take up your cross. Now you're carrying your cross, as in you're carrying your staros. That's the real word you will be using. Okay, which means you're what? A suspension device of a sort. You're carrying this with you, which is to say a burden. All right. Because you know, what do they say? When you're walking in the same order that this person walked in, which was the order of the messengers of righteousness, to say Melchizedek. When you walk in the name of righteousness, Melchizedek, what do they say? That you will be persecuted. Okay, and all these other things will possibly happen to you in the whole book of Matthew. All right, any gospels that was dedicated to that journey. All right, which I say Matthew just to keep it simple. When you go read the book of Matthew, you'll be able to see it. It's a journey likened unto the Masonic journey, where you have to go through literally the fire and people spit on you, people shit on you, people do all these other things when you say you're going to take another route, all right, or you're going to reroute yourself, which I'll explain that science in a second, because all of that ties down to what the noesis, which we'll get into that too, because once you know esis, things change in your life. And it's a real word, all right, when we saying to repent, you have to what? Have a change of mind, all right? And then you also have to know that the change of mind will also mean a what? A change of heart or spirit, okay, and a change of body, all right? Everything starts to alter, listen, when you start to release that anointing oil, all right, or oil, or all L, and you become like who? L. All right. Or like the other L's who taught the L's who became your leaders. All right. You look there, there's still an L there. And you say Christ. And again, that's Christ. And then you have a what? An attraction or an attachment that's higher at that point. You're more magnetic. And that Krista word pops up in Sanskrit, which means attraction. All right. Where you have something that you can connect to divine wise. So what alkalinity was all about is the same thing repentance was all about. It's the same thing salvation was all about. It's the same thing nirvana was all about, or the pathway there, the dharma that you could take, or thou, to say the way that you could take to get to the top, all right, or the narrow point that you would go and take and assume the position of to say that now I'm an enlightened being, or I became what? Elite, or one of the L-ites myself. And now as an L-ite or elite, well, who am I walking in the order of? L. All I had to do was make sure that I was standing on the right L. Okay, because again, if you read my books, you know that there's more than one Eli. Okay, there's an Eli that works for the amber light, and there's an Eli that works for the emerald light. And to keep it in simple forms, and say you have people who come up on some information and they'll use it to be what? Snake oil salesmen. All right. Some people will use their information and their skills to be able to connect with you or to be a salesperson. All right. And you say, Faise, who's a salesperson? I'll answer you, say everybody, because who doesn't have sales? Are you with me? Listen close. Everybody's a salesperson. It's just that the person who becomes what's called a salesperson has mastered how to connect with your sales. All right. When you say, damn, if somebody's a real good salesperson, which let me tell you who one of the best snake oil salesmen people are. All right. What group of people are the best snake oil salesmen? You call them pastors. You find them in the pastures right outside your churches. Are you with me? They're pastors or reverends, okay, where they're asking for your reverence to come and preach to you, not to teach to you, but to preach to you and rev you up and get you to make a sound, all right? But that means that the vehicle is idling. And if a car revs or your body is only revving and is not literally creating the true sound of motion, all right, not just the sound of revving up, and is not in action where you go, what, connected to the motion, where you say, what, you're not just potential, okay? You're not just dealing with the idea of you being potent, you actually are kinetic. And when you kinetic, are you with me? Then you're connected and you're in motion for real. No, the pastor doesn't want you to rev to go beyond revving. All right, which means what? They keep you in the idle mind. And with a vehicle, which is what your car is, are we not cars? Are we not inside of a car? I'll say it like that. Do we not have the carnal or the flesh? Yes, we do. Okay, so when our car is only revving and we're idle, who gets to work there? The amber light beings. And what you say, even in the biblical scripture, what did they tell you? They said what? The idle mind, are you with me, is the workshop of Shaitan, which is the amber light L. Meaning when you idle out, okay, there are certain aspects of the self that start saying, okay, we're in our primitive essence right now. Okay, let's just resort to this or resort to that or the other that will fuel our primitive essence. When you were choosing to do more, or go beyond or above and beyond is what you would say. How many people remember when I was in school or in hell, Shoal, all right, going through school, they always called me a overachiever. You know what I'm saying? This is, you go above and beyond. You get awards for going above and beyond what the average person would do. You understand? So your ability to do that was your ability to listen to what you would say is the higher version of yourself, or to tap into the prefrontal cortex, okay, or the frontal lobe, or just the decision-making version of yourself, which all of you have that active at some point in time. It's just that they want to make it be, and who I mean by they, the people who benefit from your being idle, they wanted to make it be that you don't lean on that side of yourself. So the best snake oil salesmen, the ones who can access your sales the best, are the ones who are really good or charismatic orators. All right. Why would I say that? Because aura, all right, is to deal with light, and an orator is somebody who can literally use light to reach you. Okay, you say, well, oral, doesn't that just mean voice, or doesn't it mean you're speaking? Exactly what mean that you're speaking is that you have to look at something else. When we're speaking light. Okay, light can either be the amber light or light can be the emerald light. So if I'm speaking and giving you light, I'm giving you information, and you can take this and run with it, or you can take it and be trapped with it, or it's a lot of different things you can do with it, but you can only do with it what it can be done with it. So if I've given you something that doesn't even work, okay, what winds up happening? What you'll do is you'll go out and spew that same thing to another person, and they'll take it, and another person, and they'll take it, and then you got a realm full of believers, all right, who only believe in the Spirit of God, who only believe that there's a man named Jesus, or some being named Jesus, or Mary and Magdalene and all these other people, and they only believe in it, but they don't understand the sciences that came behind it. For one, you can't know who these people are right now. You don't have the ability to. You weren't there. You weren't born in that time period, okay? Nobody's stepping forth from the Stargate to show you. So all you're left with is what? The light that they brought. So anybody who realizes that says that if there's light, then that means that every bit of your essence is going to receive that light if it is being received in some way, shape, form, or fashion, which we get into in the book Rehab, where I talk about the way that you can ward or protect yourself from certain invasions or what you call intrusive thoughts and things of the such, is to develop something called the psychic defense. So what's my point of pointing toward the reverends, or the ones who want you to have reverence for them? If they're speaking in such a way where they use this, you know what I'm saying, the modulation in tone, and they got the pianos with them or whatever, when they selling you something, you'll say, oh, I just got what? I just got chills, or I had goosebumps. All right. Meaning your cells literally start to form and respond based off of the information that's coming in. I mean, anybody ever got chills just from something that somebody said? Okay, then that means that something that they're saying is literally transforming you. All right, you may not understand that, but if you really look into the science of it, everything that is responding at that point is shifting around and changing. Like what's the character from X-Men? Mystique. You're transforming or becoming transfigured just because of the word, or just from the word. You got to be really cautious about that. Not afraid of it, but cautious about it. Because if somebody's saying something that's giving you chills, you need to really pay attention, because you're being transformed by what they're saying. So imagine how many times somebody done said some bullshit and you got chills, and you really were being transformed by the bullshit just because you perceived it to be the true light. And a lot of people don't understand that the brain is wired to take in and to perceive and to observe. Okay, that's what it's wired to do. And your body is wired to respond based off of your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system, which all of this is still attached to the brain, the neurotransmitters, and what you're sending out from your central processing unit of yourself, of your own computer, right, which is your brain. All right. And if anybody read Is the Computer God book, you remember I broke down in that book that which we're calling consciousness is only an epiphenomenon, all right, or a branch off occurrence of the brain itself. And experience consciousness as you know it without that brain. Even when you start speaking about, we want to ascend and start accessing different dimensions and things like that, you still have to learn the brain to understand what's happening there, or you'll spiritualize it. Meaning what? When you go into a different state of consciousness, that's another dimension. When you start daydreaming, that's another dimension. When you go into a sleep or a deep sleep, that's another dimension. When you go into a coma, anybody goes into a coma, that's a different dimension. Okay. What do you mean by dimension though? What you're really saying is just a different state. All right. Which, if you remember, state is not to say a location per se, it's to say a condition. All right. If I taught this when I was speaking about the Moorish science, where you say a state is a status or a condition. Give me the status. What's your status or status? All right. And if you understand what the state is, now you know what the condition of something is. Okay. So if I ask you, what's the state of your home? All right. I'm not asking you to tell me if your house is located or home is located in Georgia. I'm not asking you to tell me if your home is located in Florida. I'm asking you to give me the information based off of what you already know of the condition of your home. All right. How is it operating? Who lives there? Is there water there? The lights on? Do you have food? What is the status or status of your home? Are you with me? So when people start assuming different states, they're accessing different parts of their brain. Once you explain it like that, okay, cool, we can kill all the illusion and delusion. We can even start to explain certain things like the hypnagogic hallucinations that I taught you about, or taught certain people about. Some of y'all might be new, all right? But when you go into different states of consciousness or observation, when you go into rest or waking up from rest, or enter into NREM, which is non-rapid eye movement, all right? And they can read these things with the electroencephalograms, okay, what you call the EEGs. They can literally read when you go into another dimension. And nobody can tell you you're not in a different dimension, all right? And let me tell you something. Anybody just trying to play it down, to tell them they need to research the targeted dream incubator technologies and all the different technologies they have right now that allow for them to access where you are, okay, even to put an image on the screen of what you're observing. Nobody can tell you you're not observing that. So here comes the question. All right. The question says, well, if somebody's able to observe it, how is light reflecting, and where is the source of light? You understand? It will have to be in a realm where there has to be some source of light. Okay. Even if you wanted to say that the light source was themselves, then that means that that light source was emitting, traveling through some type of medium, whether it's air, water, wherever they are, okay, and it has to still bounce off of solid objects, okay, in order to give you an image or something. So you're not only telling me that there's a light source, you're also telling me that there are solid objects wherever they are, so that they can be able to see it. Another thing you're telling me that goes way beyond what they refer to in science as ADH, all right, which is just another way to say audio verbal hallucination. Okay, this is a shorter way to say it. It goes way beyond that, because in a dream, you can hear sounds. In a dream, you can not only hear sounds, you can have conversations with somebody. Anybody had a dream, somebody walk up to you and start talking to you? They start having a conversation with you and you speak to them. Let me ask you another question. Have you had a dream where you heard music? You understand? Music was literally, anybody artist in here ever wrote? I've written plenty of songs in my dream. Okay. Have you ever literally played music in your dreams? Okay. Or heard music in your dreams? I'm not talking about some outside music getting in. I'm saying there was a source of sound in your dream. Anybody ever heard an explosion, a siren, a dog barking, a child laughing, a building crumbling, anything, a bird? Whatever. If you heard something in your dream, then guess what? That means there's also vibrations there, which means there still has to be solid matter and another medium for those sound waves to pass through. You are not just thinking about something, you're experiencing another dimension, which is why in the movie Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness, what did they explain? All right. They showed you visually that when you're looking at one dimension might be held together this way. Another dimension might be falling apart. Some dimensions may not make what you think to make sense, all right? And some of you may not realize it, but a lot of times you went to sleep and you dreamed, all right? Or you had a dream and experienced a world that didn't make sense, okay? But it made sense to you while you were there. And then when you exited that reality and came back here and had another world to compare, and you remembered that world, you said, wait a minute, why was there an orange elephant? We don't have orange elephants. That doesn't make sense. You have to understand this. Yes, it does. All right. I'm not trying to confuse you. It made it to your senses, but it only made it to your senses when you were operating in that state of observation, or what is called state of consciousness. All right. And from that state of consciousness, everything that was making it to your senses was being registered. And there was no way you could feel pain. There's no way you could hear sound without some type of sensory input system set up in that body that you were using. OK, wherever you were. Are you with me? And there's no way that you're not seeing something if they can project the image that you're seeing on the screen. You're still seeing something. Okay. And that light, which they use you to take the picture, which means they're tapping into your reality. They use you to take the picture and project that image on the screen. Go look at what I'm telling you. Even with the targeted dream incubator, just to keep it simple, if they can literally inject thoughts into your dream, all right, or inject hints and suggestions into your dream, and it becomes a newer reality. They use this to help people with like insomnia, PTSD, anxiety, all these different sleep disorders. What was the apnea? All these different things that people are going through when they're resting. All right. That causes them to have nightmares. All right. One of the PTSD was the reason why a lot of people were having nightmares. So they would say, well, we could use this technology to stop people from having nightmares, develop these certain devices that can help them, and certain devices we can say, well, we don't even have to really touch them. We can just put the device near them and they can set it to a certain frequency or tone or setting. And that setting will go and give out what? Positive readings, which is just to say what? Your neural waves will be affected by something that's outside of the body, and it will literally go directly into your dream and manifest to say that, okay, because you're having all these dreams about being in shootouts, or all these dreams about something happening to your family, all these, whatever the trauma is that's causing you to have this PTSD response, okay, and is affecting your sleep cycle, we can use this device to make it be that your dream realm is more pleasant. How? Well, they literally know how to program certain pieces of information that can be sent directly to you. And with incisions, okay, through their waves, they can create a new reality. It's the same thing you can do with lucid dreaming. If you really look into it, it's the same thing you can do with lucid dreaming. It's just that they're doing it with technology. With lucid dreaming, you can stop a nightmare and say, I don't like this. I don't like how this person's looking at me. I'd rather not be shot at right now. I don't want to be falling from this building. And you will shift the whole thing around and be somewhere playing tag or some shit. I don't know. Lucid dreaming, you take control over your observation or your perception over what is being observed, which means what? Anybody who has lucid dreamed before or has the ability to lucid dream at will, like myself, and some of you may have that. If not, then I tell people ways that they can activate that, and we can speak about that at a later date. But anybody who lucid dreams, you access a part of your brain or a part of your computer that says, I don't like this data, and you hack it and you shift it around and you create a new reality. You form a whole different reality on the spot. Okay, so you are a computer programmer all right, or a hacker, all right, or you could just say what you're in the line of work of cybersecurity when you're having your dream. That aspect of yourself or that part of yourself says, I don't like this data. I want to shift these numbers around. It's the same thing they use their technology to do. Are you with me? So the whole purpose of repenting, all right, is to remember, for one, that somebody already came through, people already came through and taught these sciences in every religion, every walk of life. All our elders knew, all our ancestors knew that there was a way to get out of hell. Okay. And there's a lot of things we're going to break down in his teaching. I want you to remember that the reason why I started it off with racism turned people against Christ is because a lot of the people who are coming from the spiritual community, most of you are melanin dominant people, and you don't understand that you're wasting time arguing religion. That's a waste of time, because by now everybody should be on point about all the religions saying the same thing. All the religions are teaching the same thing. And anybody that wants to debate it, they have to step up to somebody like myself. Well, real quickly, that debate turns into a conversation of, yeah, you're right, because I can find everything you're talking about in all of these holy books. There's not one thing you're going to bring up to me that will not be found in some way, shape, form, or fashion, from crystals, meditation, abstinence, celibacy, semen retention. You go to Galatians, wherever you want to go. The abstinence of the flesh, or the abandoning the flesh, the temptations, the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. What do you want to talk about? Anything, polygamy, all the stuff that the spiritual people are talking about is all in these religions and books, and they had their own purposes and reasons for introducing it to these people at those times. So everything you speak of, all right, from even the mediums, the tarot cards, it's all there. Everything is recorded. Now, certain people were taught and told away from these things, and I understand why that is too, especially when you didn't get the basis of the sciences yet. And what tends to happen is you run into people who you don't know why they're there. Okay, you may not understand they're operating from amber light, but if you don't know how to, for one, guard and guide your throne. Okay, what is your throne? Your throne is your mind. Okay, if you don't know what do we say, even in Revelation chapter 21, he that sat on the throne, we'll get into that. All right, that's up there in the heavens. Okay, when you're dealing with the heavens of your body, that's your brain. You have to protect your throne. Okay, you have to make sure that enough air is getting to the throne in order for you. I don't think you understand. You have to make sure, somebody said, pass the plate around. Somebody said that's a word. You didn't type it, but you said it. You got to make sure, listen, that there's enough air getting to your throne. All right, or you'll have problems in your body. Enough oxygen, listen, has to get to your throne or your brain, all right? And you have to be able to stay in control, okay? And as an heir to that throne, listen, and you have your heir to that throne, listen, and your heir is getting to the throne, what happens? The more you take in that breath, or what's called the life force, which is prana, okay, the more you take that in, you start being able to control the body more. I'm not giving you no spooky science. I'm literally telling you that every time you take a deep breath, when that parasympathetic nervous system is activated and your body says, I am centered, okay, that's the mantra. Your body says, I am centered, okay, you literally start focusing more, okay, and you start thinking more as a God would, as in someone who was what? A G-O-D as in control, a ruler, a G-U-I-D-E as in somebody who could lead somebody else to be the same, and a G-U-A-R-D as in somebody who would be a protector, like a parent, okay, with their child, to say, I don't want you out in this world. I'm your guardian. Okay, I want you learning my way. I want you taking these walks and these lessons and these messages, and I want you to learn what the knowledge is. I want you to understand what the wisdom is. I want you to understand what the right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding is. I want you to have an understanding of what it means to assume a certain culture and freedom. I want you to have some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So, it's certain things, that certain walks of life that you have to go through to become live, all right, or a nation, all right, of what? Gods, listen, all right, on earth, okay, and earth. Are you with me? So once you get to that point, what do you still see there? The word knowledge, or know, okay, all right, N-O-G-E, and know-e, okay, is to say what? Knowing. Knowing is in Greek. Go look it up and you'll find it. That's why I tell you what, you have to know Isis. And when you know Isis, all right, say the word Isis. Okay, it's two things you're saying. You're saying you know Isis, okay, which is Isis, which is another way to say Aset, the Greek way to say Aset, all right? As in I said what I said. And I'm going to paint the town green. When you know Isis, all right, you know Jesus. And what was being recorded? They said, well, if you know me, what did he say in the book of John? He said, so if you know me, what do you say? You know my Father. All right. Once you know what that is, to say, I am the truth and life and the way. He already told you what he was. I am the truth and life and the way. Once you know who I am, you will know the Father. I am the truth and the life and the way. No man will make it unto what? The afterlife, or to the upper life, or the upper room, or to heaven, or to the kingdom. All right. Outside, which will be God's kingdom, but through me. You say, no one will make it unto the farther. All right. So is not the Father farther than the root? Yes, the Father will have to be farther than the root, which is why we said, come up out of the red door. And I said, don't listen to Insidious, okay? Because Insidious wants to cause you, listen, to be trapped in the red door. And the red door or the red portal or the red cycle or the red loop, okay, is the root chakra. And they can keep you in the root chakra, all right? You won't ascend to the green. Are you with me? That's why, what does Doja Cat say? What? I want to paint the town red. Are you with me? And I explained to her, I said, look at all the stuff they're doing to your realm, your town. All right. Sexy Red says she wants to pound the town. All right. Or beat the town or cause the town to be beaten, like what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah. OK, which is to say, destroy the town. All right. And they said how they would do it. How did they destroy a town? Well, here's the reality. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed before Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Are you with me? Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed long before we ever released any type of weapons on those cities. It was destroyed. But how was it destroyed? It was destroyed because the people lost their way. What would have been left? Once all that's there is iniquity, once all that's there is lawlessness, once all that's there is people that have rejected, okay, the way of the divine or the Tao or whatever you want to call it, then they will surely be destroyed anyway. They did them people a favor, because what happens now, okay, well, we can go ahead and expedite this process. You may not understand it because you think your life to be precious and you think your life to be your own, but you don't understand. You've been here multiple times as the energy that you are now. If you don't think I'm telling you the truth, I can show you the science of reincarnation. It's just the law of thermodynamics. That energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred. And if there's an energy inside of your brain right now that's allowing for you to be conscious, then that energy was here before it became the configuration that it is now, or the composition that it is now. Every element of the self that became the self, all right, still had to exist. So whether you were a tree, whether you were a bird, a leaf, an ant, a piece of a rag on a shelf, wherever you were something here. So you have reincarnated or come back into a car of some sort or vehicle of some sort. All right, in order for you to be here. Most of you. Some of you were not here first. That which is controlling your vehicle was not in this reality first. That's a whole different conversation. All right, so the bottom line is, for all of the people who can pay attention to it, when you start activating that higher self, all right, or leaning on that prefrontal cortex, and you say, I want to focus on my breath. I want to focus on more of what I'm feeling in the moment. I want to be more present. Okay, then you start ascending and you literally start becoming like God or the elves. And that's why we say know yourself. Okay. And to know yourself is another way we say meta knowing. Okay. If I say meta knowing, what are you saying, Faise? I'm going to show you the word. I have to actually pull it up for you so you can know I'm not just coming out here just saying stuff so it sounds good. All right. I'm going to show you the word, because what bring you to know. All right, what we get into, all you got to say, turn person called Caleb, all right, he said what? I decided to become a vegetarian in a movie. He said, I decided to become a vegetarian, all right? He said, I can't consume that stuff, right? He started to change his mind. He decoded or decided, all right, listen, to become a vegetarian, or what you're saying, to be vegan. I know it's different. Please do not argue the technicalities, all right? He decided to become a star or a vegan. Why am I saying star and vegan? Because remember Sabi, all right? He became lighter. He said, I decided not to consume that stuff. Are you with me? And what did his dad say? He said, when are we going to tell the person who's buying the groceries? He said, I just told you now, Dad. Keep in mind, the name of this movie is called Knowing. All right? Throughout the whole movie, all right, there are signs about the sun. Throughout the whole movie, there are literal signs, okay, leading up to the sun, where you have to know, okay, in order to be able to receive. How do I say that? Because there was a telepathic communication that Caleb and the other girl, I can't recall her name. I don't remember her name. But if y'all remember the little girl name, let me know. Well, Caleb and the other little girl who escaped the old earth, all right, they had the telepathic knowing or connection to whoever these Etherians were, who were sending messages out. And they called them who? The whisper people. Are you with me? These were the whisper people. And the whisper people were bringing forth pieces of information that was helping them to guide themselves to the point of being able to be made free. And we say, you will know the truth. Not you will believe in me and get free. No, you will know the truth. And the truth will make you free. Yes, the movie was called Knowing. So my point is, when you're spelling it out, N-O-E-I, all right, or N-O-E-I-N, okay, Noe or noetic, you're saying knowing. And if you're knowing something, what does knowing mean, Faise? It literally means to know. So did we make a mistake? No, we didn't make a mistake. There's a science hidden right there. All right. So then what are we saying? We say noesis. To say noesis is to say no isis. What does it also sound like? It sounds like another science. Let me show you. All right. Because I can show you better than I can tell you. All right. Let's look at the noesis meaning. Once there was also being shown or portrayed there what is called the second death. So everybody is said to have to make a transition. So everybody's transition, all your ancestors, all your people are said to have been already transitioned, correct? Okay, so then that transition takes place naturally. That's the first death. To avoid the second death is to not be too heavy when you cross over that threshold of what you call in death. And that's what we explained to you in the realm of duat, or the science of the weighing of the heart ceremony, where a lot of things that you're doing in this reality are being recorded, whether you know it or not. And what we mean by recorded is the only reason why certain people feel guilty is because they're allowing themselves to be weighed down by things that they've done, or the sins that they committed, or basically the transgressions, okay? And one way to deal with that depression of that transgression is to look at the fact that, for one, it was a part of your nature to be able to do so, okay? You have to deal with that. If you weren't supposed to be able to do it, you would not have been programmed to be able to do it, all right? So there was a part of you that had the power of choice, and you activated on that power of choice, whether you knew it or not, subconsciously or consciously, all right? You made whatever decision you made, all right? Which is why we even say ignorance of the law is no excuse. There's a part of you in your essence that said you could murder, that you could rape, that you could pillage, that you could steal, that you could lie, that you could shoot, that you could rob, whatever people have done in their reality. And that's why they do their best to show you, look, there are deadly sins. Why are we saying deadly? Because, for one, you will perish at one point in time, or pass. You don't have to say perish. You will pass or transition at one point in time or the other, okay? However, if these sins that you've taken on are too deadly, all right, then there's going to be a second death that comes with that passing on. And that is when you're too heavy to literally ascend. Are you with me? So it's all science. The ancient Egyptians weren't speaking of some mystical reality. They were explaining to you the same thing they put in the book of Revelation, chapter 14, where they explain what? That those who were able to be received or be redeemed from the earth had no guile, no guilt. It's right there in the word, no guilt before the Lord. They weren't guilty. So when that judgment comes through, or that justice comes through, or that righteousness or ma'at comes through, you have to face ma'at, meaning your heart is on the scale. Are you with me? And you're weighing it against the feather, which is to say, are you going to fly, or are you going to descend? Are you going to ascend or descend? Are you with me? When you have to face that, if you just deal with the fact that, first of all, you have the opportunity right now to be your own judge and not run from judgment. All right. You have the opportunity to do that now. That's why we say, look, repent. All right. Change your mind. Rewire your brain, because a lot of things that you've done, all right, have been logged in your brain, have been logged in your heart, have been logged in your tongue, have been logged in your reproductive organs. There are things, bodies, beings, aspects of the self that are still lingering in your essence. When you change your mind, you decide if you want to evict the motherfucker that's been living there too long. All right. Or a part of yourself that you say can't stay here anymore. All right. You literally repent and change your brain. All right. Which is why the salvation doesn't just happen at that point. There's a whole road that I say, what you have to endure to secure. All right. There's a whole road that you have to walk on after that point, where as soon as you say you're going to get things right, then here come the demons. As soon as you say you're going to change the self, you're going to do better, you're going to rise up, here come the demons. And I'm not talking about just people. I'm talking about actual, literal, interdimensional beings who smell you. They say this person is breaking free. All right. And they literally come to try to and I'll tell you how they come in the form of succubi and incubi, as you call them, male and female beings who their whole purpose is to get you to submit. All right. Their whole purpose, if you're dealing with these beings, let me tell you something. For those of you who've been going on a 90-day journey, whatever many day journey, some of you have experienced this already. Some of you may not have. Some of you probably won't. Some of you probably will. That these beings can sense that energy that's being transmuted. Okay. And there's a whole process. A lot of people think the transmutation takes place in one day. It doesn't. It can. All right. But most of the time it doesn't. Okay, so transmutation, where people say, well, you got to be careful with this semen retention because you're going to feel this in the womb, the lawn area or the growing area. I was like, yeah, that's reality because I experienced it. Let me tell you something. You have to let it ride out, because that's your body saying, okay, that which would have been released has to be reabsorbed. So you literally have to let it ride out some of the times. Or you can do your stretching, okay? Or something that I've been doing recently is stand on your head. Okay, you stand on your head, let the blood flow in a different direction. All right, you take deep breaths. A lot of things you can do, but sometimes there's no easy way out of it. Okay, because you're literally coming out of hell. You think these devils are just going to let you pass through without trying to grab you? All right, because you are one of their sources that feeds them. So as you coming up out of hell, there may be demons that try to grab you. And like I said in the book Rehab, which we may go over, I said what? They're going to scream from the depths of your consciousness. And I mean that. Okay, they're going to say, come back. They're going to say, who do you think you are? All right, and then they're going to manifest in other people. Okay, other comments, other family members, other people around you say, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. No, there's no scientific evidence for that. And I'm telling you, close your ears to them. All right, because they don't even know what it's about. Like I said, it don't have anything to do with just no ejaculation. It's everything about what? Repenting, the brain. Okay, look at what we on here doing. We're on here talking about it. Wherever the world is doing, whatever the world is doing. Right here, right now, we're talking about it. I don't know what you've done. I don't know if you failed. I don't know if you're still on the walk. I don't know if you're deciding to stay on the walk. I'm not here to judge you about that. I got plenty of people that DM me and said, I already failed. All right, only words I have to them is keep walking. Well, okay, if you failed, what are you going to do now? You're going to use that failure as an excuse to relapse or fall back into the old circle or the old lap or the old cycle. You watch NASCAR. Listen, the car of the NAS. Listen, why am I saying NASCAR? Because a car is a body, and NAS is Neshar or Nashar to say deception. The NAS is also to say what? Nasut, or the realm of the material plane. And if you ever watched a NASCAR meet, all right, or paid attention to any of their races, what you say, you ever see, like the comedians make the joke about it, say they're making a left turn. I think it was Jeff Dunham. They're making a left turn. They're making another left turn. They're making another left turn. Holy shit, there's a left turn. That's the cycle of life that people get stuck in, and they don't understand it because they're in a material plane caught. Okay, and if I'm making it up, then why is there such thing as a translation of chakra or chakra that says this is a cycle? Some people get stuck in the root cycle and they reincarnate in the root. Well, they reincarnate in the sacral. So if you're feeling that in your gut, if you're feeling it, or even around the growing area where there's this bulge, okay, feel it then, because other than that, you would have ignored it. All right. Somebody lives there and you need to evict them. Okay. And that somebody, you may not, depending on what degree you're on, somebody might need to hear the word demon. Somebody might need to hear the word, oh, this is our lower self. I don't give a fuck what you need to hear. There's another being that lives, all right, in that area that's thriving from that energetic source at that point. And you have the decision whether or not you're going to evict them or listen to them, because they're going to say, nigga, where's the food? And you're either going to feed them or you're going to say, no, I don't even want you here anymore. And you're going to starve them. Same thing with parasites. Listen, if you don't know the medicine to take to get rid of parasites in your body, fast. Because one thing about it, everything has to eat. These parasites have to eat. All right. These astral parasites have to eat. All these, you have to eat bacteria, all these things. If you're trying to get rid of something, all right, that's feeding on you, using you as a host, okay, then fast, move faster. And what happens is you'll realize the reason why, again, we warn people away from certain sins as opposed to virtues, okay? Where you say gluttons, all right, deal with a lot of parasites. They have a lot of parasites that live in their body. And a lot of times they're feeding multiple beings at one time and don't understand why they keep getting hungry. You just ate, you hunger again. You're eating more and more and more and more. You're not just feeding yourself. There are certain parasites that literally live. Why do I like going back to the science? Is because everything I teach can be scientifically traced. I've studied it scientifically. And what these parasites literally do is some of them are able to connect directly to your brain. Okay. And others, because of their position in your intestines. Okay. Because if you don't know this, there's a coherence. All right. And a connection with the brain and the intestine, meaning there's a language of understanding that they have with each other, with each other. And there's an actual tasseling or entanglement that takes place on the energetic plane with your brain and your stomach. So when these beings settle in the intestine, or when these beings, and what do I mean by beings? Actual physical parasites. Okay, which means that if there's an actual physical parasite in your body, which most people have parasites in their body one way or the other. Okay, there are some that benefit, some that don't, but most people have parasites in their body. Okay, so some of these parasites are ailing you and you may not understand it. If you have a parasite in your body that's a physical living being, then guess what they also have? A soul or a spirit. Okay, and some of these beings try to get your attention when you're going through the dream world. All right. So why would they do that, Faise? Let me just explain to you why. Because you think that some of the things you may not understand is you think that just because you're eating food, that the parasite is there for food. Sometimes the parasites are there because of a porn addiction, or sometimes the parasites are there because of a sex addiction, or sometimes the parasites are there because of a weed addiction, or sometimes parasites. What are you talking about? There are parasites that feed off of the chemical release, all right, of dopamine. All right. So research everything I'm telling you. And they feed off of that because literally every time you have that, there's a certain chemical that's released. There's certain oils or secretions that take place in the body and they siphon it. Some of them rest right there beneath your calorie, right there at the base of the skull. You got parasites there that just wait for the release. And then if you may notice, some people might have noticed it, that sometimes you can hear squirming in your brain. All right. You're not tripping. There's a being that is living there. Are you with me? And they actually exist to siphon from you. Are you with me? So they literally have souls. And if you have a soul, which you do, you have a spirit, whatever you want to call it, and you go into the dream plane, you go there, you go into the, sometimes you're caught in between worlds where you have the sleep paralysis. Okay. What you may experience is other beings that may have literally attached themselves to your field, all right, or your aura, and they live there with you. Okay, but you can evict them. That's my point. My whole point is you repenting will cause for not only you to evict these beings that are living there without your permission, all right, or with your permission, as a matter of fact, because even if you don't go into a contract on your own accord and you don't know, you're not competent, you can still create a tacit contract with someone, which is just to say you do a contract and you don't know you're doing it. You understand? Or you could be, it's like the ignorance is there, so you don't understand that every action you're doing is really your complicity. All right. And they're still saying, okay, it's okay for me to stay here, because even though there's a part of yourself says I should stop doing this. All right. You listen to this other voice or this other being that's sending out information to you, say, what? Feed me this. And you listen and say, well, this being must want me to be here because it keeps feeding me. All right. The moment that it realizes, though, a lot of times these beings realize that you don't want them there anymore. They oftentimes will rebel and revolt and fight to stay alive. Okay. Now I've done this in real time where through my astral projection experience, I was able to reach into, and also my sleep paralysis experiences, I was able to do this, reach into my body and pull out parasites. And I'm not talking about literally like if you were to walk in, you would be able to see my hand going into my stomach. I'm saying you have something else called an astral hand. You mean astral hand alone? No, an astral arm, an astral elbow. You have astral nails. You have astral fingers. You have astral knees. You have astral toes. There are different body parts, okay, that still transfer over and register as body parts in the astral plane or in the dream world. Keep it simple. Go in the dream world. Don't you have a body? Don't you walk around? Don't you feel things? You have a nervous system, a peripheral nervous system. All right. You have sensory input, all the stuff we broke down before. Okay, cool. It's the same way with your sleep paralysis experiences. The reason why you think you're feeling something and hearing something is because you have a nervous system that's activated in that body. You have multiple bodies, by the way. You have a nervous system activated in that body that's able to take in information. So what I was able to do was take my hand in that frequency and reach into my body and snatch out the soul of the parasite that may have been physical. And let me tell you something. Them motherfuckers will tug on for dear life. They will tug on for dear life. You understand? Sometimes they tugging on so hard, it'll feel like you're taking off a piece of yourself. I'm telling you, you're not. You're taking off an aspect of the self that you know, first of all, is not supposed to be there. Okay, I had people explain, say, I was in this, I felt this snake-like thing moving around me. I said, you were supposed to grab it and snatch it out. You understand? It's not supposed to be there. Are you with me? And listen, if it were not able to be snatched out, if it wasn't supposed to be snatched out, you couldn't snatch it out. You understand? The same way, no matter how much these beings want to terrorize you, most of the time, I only say most because there are certain beings that can, they can go beyond this rule or this law. But most of the time, them beings that plague people and possess people and taunt people and haunt people. Are you with me? Because it's one and the same word, taunt and haunt. They taunt and haunt people in the sleep paralysis or the nightmare realm, okay, or the lower frequency, lower vibratory realms. They can only fuck with you when you're in that state. The moment you cross over back into the beta state, they can't even do shit with you. They can't even touch you. You understand? So my point is this, there are laws set up anyway. If those beings were allowed to fuck with you for real or cause you any real harm, they would be able to, but they're not. They're only in that dream state. Okay, which that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be doing your best to build up the psychic defenses that I teach you about, that you're not supposed to be doing your best to abstain and stay away from the forces that will cause you to fall into their reality, just to give you that hint, because there's still a such thing as having your cord severed. All right, you can fall too deep into a reality, and a lot of that has happened to a lot of people where you say, "What, it died in their sleep?" And they say, "What were the causes?" You say, "Natural causes." What are the natural causes? You say, "They just didn't wake up." Well, chances are that person got caught in a realm and was not able to get back. How do I know that that's a possibility? Because I've gotten stuck before in multiple realities. I've gotten stuck. All right. Let me tell you an example without having to go too deep into that. Some of you have gotten stuck and you didn't know you got stuck. You didn't know that that's what was happening because you woke up and you weren't awake yet. And then you woke up again and you still weren't awake. How many people awakened before, got up, moved around, you're doing the daily tasks, and then you say, wait a minute. And then you wake up again. How many times did that happen to somebody in here? I know somebody, at least one person is going through it where, so come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. I need one motherfucker in here. Come on, goddamn. Somebody. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm like, don't do me like that. Somebody done awakened before and you got up. All right. You went into the bathroom, brush your teeth. You say, it's going to be a good day. All right. You even got to the point, you put it on your clothes. You in the kitchen, you finna cook yourself something. And then you say, wait a minute. Why you say, wait a minute? Let me tell you why. Because there's a shift in the vibration. And that vibration is associated with your brain, your consciousness. And that small shift or that small glitch is what makes you what? Pay attention or become more alert. And the moment you become more alert, you literally start ascending in frequency. And when you ascend in frequency, you go from delta, all right, the different levels of delta into theta or alpha, all right, then theta, okay, into beta. So the moment you become more alert about something, you start to ascend back into beta. All right. Am I making it up? Or literally the brain waves start to slow down. OK, the essence of your observation. Listen, that's what the brain waves are with the electroencephalograms or the EEG technology. They'll show you that. All right. Your brain waves start to slow down when you enter into delta. And delta is like the sleep state. That's the place where you're going to dream. OK, that's where your dreams start really becoming deep. All right, with me, meaning you're in such a dream state, you will not be able to tell. Most people cannot tell that they're in a dream state unless you're a lucid dreamer, which means that you reserve the ability or maintain the ability to be consciously aware that you're in a dream state or in another reality, all right, as you pass through dimensions or states of observation. You know what I mean? So the moment somebody makes a loud noise around you, what is going to happen? Because that noise was coming from beta and your attention was brought to beta, all right, you become more alert and it speeds you up back to beta. Are you with me? Was one of the reasons why we would talk, don't shake anybody out of their rest violently, because that eruption or disruption could cause them to get stuck. Are you with me? So don't take my word for it. Fine. You know, I don't want you to take my word for it. I just want you to remember anytime you may have had these types of experiences, if you haven't, then just deal with the possibility that these things do happen. And you do know about, at least if not, research it, the fact that some people don't wake up. Some people go to rest, and it's not to cause you to have any fear. I'm just telling you, this is your reality. Sometimes people go into the dream world and they don't return. So think about what I'm explaining to you. They go into a dream world and they're experiencing a world, but they don't return to this world. What's to say that they're not still in that world? You with me? Because you have multiple bodies that can do multiple things, and multiple parts of the brain that can do multiple things. So it's not like you go into the dream world and your body dies. Are you with me? Because your heart's still beating. Your brain takes care of that. Okay? Unless you're a sleepwalker, everything that's voluntary shuts down. Now, the sleepwalkers, there's still certain parts of the brain that activate, with the exception of the prefrontal cortex, by the way, because that doesn't activate, which means that they're not consciously, all right, aware of the fact that they're moving around and doing all these things. When you come back and they can't remember. They don't even know that they were making those decisions, which that means another aspect of the self or the body takes on a different type of consciousness. I know it gets deep, but there's a science to everything I'm telling you. None of this is no spiritual shit. It's all scientific. Okay. So when you really learn it, say, well, there's a possibility that these people get stuck. There's a possibility these people can't return. All right. And that's why we would talk certain things like don't violently awaken anybody. You know what I mean? Be cautious of the realms you enter into. If you walk into a realm in your dream state and your hairs stand up, exit. All right. Simple. Because the same way you got shit like intuition over here and basic instincts over here. All right. You have basic instincts that are advanced. All right, in that realm or that reality. Even your emotions, as I explained to certain people, I said, look, you go into the dream world, you know you're heightened in your senses because you'll feel pain, like emotional pain or sadness or happiness in a dream is amplified. Okay, you come back over here, you say, what the fuck was I even in love like that over there for? You know what I'm saying? Or why was I even laughing at that joke? It wasn't even that damn funny. But your senses are heightened in certain realities. Okay? So it get interesting because here's another thing to take into consideration, that as you go into a lower vibratory world, you're still rising up in frequency. Okay, I know it's gonna sound real. You gotta bear with me on this one, because time and all of that will still pass by faster. Okay, and you're in Delta, but you're not in Delta operating as Delta. It's only Delta to you because you're operating from your center in Beta. But that Delta becomes your Beta. Are you with me? And you think you're awake in that dream, but you're not really awake in that dream. You're only conscious in that dream, but you're not conscious that you're conscious in that dream. You feel me? So you're moving slower in your essence compared to here. However, you're moving faster because you just went in a different reality, and that reality becomes actualized for you. Are you with me? And that means the light is there, the sound is there, all of that. And you know that it's a faster reality because time moves faster in that reality. All right, than it does here. So you can dream. So you say, I'm gonna sleep this off. I'm gonna just go to sleep, and then, you know what I'm saying, it'll be the AM. When we were children, you know what I'm saying, you're looking forward to the first day of school, where you go lay down and you just go to rest. And you try to, but sometimes it keeps you up because you're so excited. But you know that if you go to rest and sleep through something, it'll speed up time. Is it really speeding up time? Truthfully, it isn't. It's just that from your observation, it is. So who could tell you it didn't? You feel what I'm saying? Time speeds up when you observe time speeding up. Are you with me? So when you go into the dream world and you're observing time speed up, okay, it's not speeding up for this body that's over here, which means that this body is operating off a different state of consciousness within itself. You with me? But over there it is. So to you, this realm is slow. But to us, that realm is slow, which is why when we pick it up on our readings, it's saying these waves are moving slower, delta waves. You get me? I said all of this to say that the repentance takes place in the mind. The ascension or speeding up in frequency takes place in the mind. If you go from Delta to Beta and you sped up in frequency, then guess what happens when you go beyond Beta? You understand? Guess what happens when you go beyond these states you think is awakened, when your senses become heightened. And one of the ways I'm telling you can strengthen that awareness, because that's what it all boils down to, self-awareness. Even when we were just breaking down the science of noesis, it's still to say what? Self-awareness. When you break it down to self, all right, or meta, like I broke down the word meta-noein, all right, what would meta mean? Meta means beyond, but meta also means if I'm dealing with something based off of meta, I'm saying this is the thing that's pertaining to the thing itself. So it's self. Are you with me? I know people may not know that. If you go research what I'm telling you, meta would be the self. So if I say meta-noein, what am I saying? If knowing is knowing and meta with me is to say the self, then meta-noein is to say knowing the self. And it's a word that gives you the word repent. All right. Is it a coincidence? No. You understand? Is it a synchronicity? Absolutely. Okay. If it was a coincidence, it would only be two incidents that line up. But for all of these things to line up how they line up, no, you're not dealing with a coincidental realm. This is not by chance. Okay. This is what it was supposed to be. All right. And it happened for a what reason, which still gives you another translation, because when you're saying reason, you're still going to the knowing or the knowing. So once you realize that, okay, or realize it, you with me, it becomes real for you. You say, what? All of this happens for a reason. And then you start saying, well, there's a reason. And what am I saying? In essence, I'm saying the real sound. All right. And I'm saying the real sound. Okay. I'm saying that what? There's a true vibration moving in this realm, and I can know it. And that's why they gave you the movie Knowing. And it was about the what? The sun, the true light, which is to say the real sun, the reason. And remember, when the stones were offered to the people, the Georgia Guide stones, they said the Georgia Guide stones. And you cheered when they tore down Guide's stones in Georgia. The same time, in the same way they tore down the stones or the pillars of God on a holy land called Tamaray in Putnam County. You understand? In Georgia. There's another erection that took place, or stones that were put up on the land, that said, these are our guide stones. We're going to guide you in a realm of reason. Let these stones be what? For an age of reason. Exactly. Real sun. So remember, son is Sony, sound. Don't ever get that. If I tell you Masonic, it's to say the sonic or the sound of the mother. Masonic, Mason, the sound of the mother, which is the All right. The So the real sound is up there in your crown where the throne is. Are you with me? That's what the real sound is. The crown, the corona, the halo. Hello. You know what I'm saying? Hello. E.T. phone home. Hello. Are you with me? Because why? Hell is low. And when you come up out of hell, you're no longer low anymore. Now you're in what? The halo. Are you with me? Hello. And okay, so the real sound, are you with me, is up there in the crown, in the Om. Okay? When the crown is active, it makes an om sound. Are you with me? Then when you're down there in the bowels, okay, there's also a sound that's being made. And it's still an om, but it's a deeper sound. All right. The vibrations aren't lighter. All right. And you're in a lower vibratory realm. I'm going to give you another science. Say the word haram. 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 So we say, come up out of horror. Come out of her, my people, that you be not receivers of her plagues or partakers of her sins. Okay, watch this. Horror, her, harlot, horror, and horror means the bowels, all right, or the gut. So if I say haram, what does it mean in Arabic? It means forbidden. Are you with me? So haram, and then you say home. There are two different sounds. So haram will make a sound and home will make a sound. And the true sound or the real sound is that which leads you to home, okay, or the throne. And when you get up there, now you get it. Okay, so haram makes the hara and is a sound to say what? A lower vibratory sound in the gut. All of it has a sound though. It can't be in motion without sound. All right, and this is what's called sound right reasoning. And once you have the sound right, all right, then you understand the reasoning. But you got to get that sound right first. And say something don't sound right. Yeah, if it don't sound right, then something don't sound right. But you got to make that sound right. And once you get that sound right, or you rectify that sound, okay, you're doing two things. You're rectifying as in to bring something back toward the Ray, all right? And you're defying that which goes against Ray, rectify, or Ra, okay? Or you're saying wreck and defy. Wreck, destroy, and defy that which takes you off of the octave. Listen, the octave, right? I'm going to say it one more time. The octave that will help you build. Why would I say that 3 times? Well, to knock 3 times says that I'm getting the attention of somebody and I'm telling you to open this door so you can see what I just did for you, because the number 8, even when it comes to supreme, listen, mathematics, the number 8 is what? How many brothers in here? How many guys is in here? Piece of the guys. The 8 is what? Build and destroy. Listen. And once you have the 8, why would I say octave? Because 8 is to say what? Oc. Are you with me? So once you understand that octave, listen, hit certain points. What I tell you, they're aware of, your government is aware of anyone who is left that has the ability to reach the sound of many waters. The sound of many waters is to say the sound of many octaves. So when I go and hit the octave of the root, I'm doing it for a reason. When I hit the octave of the sacral, I'm doing it for a reason. When I hit the octave of the solar plexus, I'm doing it for a reason. When I hit the octave of the anahata or the green, the heart chakra, I'm doing it for a reason. When I do the octave for the throat chakra, I'm doing it for a reason. The octave of the third eye chakra, I'm doing it for a reason. The octave of the crown chakra, I'm doing it for a reason. Reason. You understand? And then once you get that real sound and them octaves are all in order, are you with me? Then you become what? Deemed like Ray. And that's why you get the word redeemed. All right. So there are certain people that come through as redeemers. Some people come through as a guide. Some people come through as a reformer. Some people come through as all of them. But it just depends on if you're able to what? Hear our voice. And we said, if you are one of the ones who are to return onto the essence of the white and put back on your garb of righteousness, like we showed you in the book of Revelation chapter 4, verse 4, well, not only did they have the white raiment, they also had the crown, corona, on them. All right. If you're one of those, then you will know our voice. We say, well, our sheep know our voice, not to follow us like we're the shepherd, but to deal with the fact that the sheep is to say you are to become white again. So remember, I told you, Michael Jackson ascended and he made sure he put himself on the cross in front of you. He said, this is it. What is it? The cross. And you have to go to that cross again. All right. Go back to that crossroad. All right. Go back up there to that crossroad. Don't come back down. Meaning when you go on that rooftop, all right, or stand on top of the house of the Savadistana. Okay, like I told you, the Savadistana means what? The dwelling place, or one's own dwelling, meaning the house. All right, once you go on top of that rooftop, don't come back down to retrieve anything. You get me? There's no reason to. So you're on this walk for a reason. It's all connected, exactly. It has to be connected. This is how it was built, how it was programmed. It has to be connected. And watch this. If you want to really progress, then overstand the ground. Program. Are you with me? So what is a gram? A message. A message. And there are messages all around you. Messages in the sigils, messages in the characters, the letters, the colors, the schools, the names of the schools, the names of the characters who come out as teachers and idols and stars and celebrities and, you know, every event that ties to another event. All of this is programmed. There's a message in it. that once you get it, you can move forward or progress. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, gematria it's not something that I ever looked into to do myself. I studied it, but I never did it myself because I was introduced to a science that was above it. And it was basically alchemy, the most basic way to explain it. And it was to say that not only can you use because gematria was based off of, if you remember, the Hebrew alphabet, all right, or Aleph Beta. That's what it was based off of. Gematria goes to the numbers that they have and all of that. The alchemy itself says the people, the name, when this person walked up to you in your life and you just met them, what color did they have on? You feel what I'm saying? I met a sister. I knew I was able to align with the sister by multiple things. For one, the name that the sister came up under, the color that the sister was wearing when we met, it was all different types of things. You know what I'm saying? And key things had to be present. Or it's like once you get to that degree of mastery, you understand, oh, that would have never worked. Like I maintained literally to the point. I was a virgin for 20 years. And I know we say 20 years like that's a long time, but really you got to count the fact that the first 7, 8, 9, 10 years don't really count. So I'm basically a virgin for 10 years if you really want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Meaning before I was 20, all right, I was a virgin. And when I turned 20 and going on 21, before then I had ran into a sister that we went to school with. I broke it down in the How to Love Again book. But we would have never connected or collided if it were not for simple aspects, simple pieces that said this aligns. You know what I'm saying? So you'd be able to read it and say, well, this word means this. This color that they have means, what's their favorite color? It's for a reason. Okay, then what do they drive? You know what I'm saying? Why are they driving that? Are you with me? Like the situation that happened with Lightwave and the other sisters and all the stuff that went down with that, I paid attention to the fact that the two sisters that were surrounding Lightwave was two sisters. All right. When we went to the Spawn Divots, we met up. Lifeway sat in the center. One of the sisters sat on his left. Another sister sat on his right. Sunra sat to the left of me. Atmos sat to the left of me. All right. So basically it was, really, Sunra was on a whole different plane. He wasn't even there for real. he was in a whole, his ass was in a different world. But it was me, Atmos, and across from the table, there was Lightwave, one of the sisters to his left, one of the sisters to his right, and they both drove a Chrysler. Are you with me? I paid attention. I said, what are the odds? There are no odds. You have to ask that question, though, just so you remind yourself. There are no odds that both of them drove a Chrysler. You know, you may not know what these things mean, but that's the point. You're supposed to ask, and then it's revealed to you. And one of the mantras that you can, I wouldn't even say a mantra, one of the affirmations that you can hold for yourself, you say one and the same. Okay, it is one and the same. But the affirmation that you can hold for yourself when it's time for you to receive information, say, I'm open to receive. I'm open to receive. Because a lot of people may not understand that the state that they're in, okay, a lot of times you're closed off from information, especially when you think you already know and you don't know, which is worse than not knowing. You understand? When you think you already know, a lot of times people close themselves off from what could have been revealed for them or to them. Okay, so I'm open to receive. I'm open to receive. You understand? That's if you want to find something out and you ask a question about it. So again, what is it about? Repentance. What is the repentance? You repent as in you change your mind. The literal meaning is to reroute when you say shuba. Shuba. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you when the push comes to shove. And I'm saying two things. When the push comes, shove. All right? When it's time, when you feel that force coming, shub or shub means to repent. And you change your mind. And if you don't know, by looking out and feeling out this realm right now, that the push has come, I don't know what to tell you, because the push has come. You are being motivated or urged in the direction of shubba or shub, all right, to change your mind, all right? Meta noin. Think or observe yourself is what it's really saying, literally in Greek. And if you observe yourself, what did Pythagoras say? Man, know thyself. All right, and you'll be able to understand all of the sciences of the universe or the celestials outside of you. It's where a lot of people get know thyself from. They don't even know that they're getting it from a Caucasoid, because there's a lot of times the same people who, and I'm not saying that the Caucasoids is the only ones who spoke it, but a lot of people don't know that they're really quoting directly from a Caucasoid, Pythagoras, all right, who at least appears in this realm as a Caucasoid in Greek, all right, or in Greece, who was supposed to be some philosopher. Are you with me? So this philosopher left a statement to say, what? As within, so without. You will know yourself. All right, exactly. Think and observe thyself. And then you'll be able to know the realm around you. And vice versa. Are you with me? So check this out. Knowing means to think, observe. Knowing comes from when you observe and you think. That's why the first thing I did when I came on here, I played what? Racism turned you away from Christ. Racism. Because a lot of people started to say, well, there's no way Jesus could have been white. And then you have to, it's like you really have to deal with this. What if the motherfucker was? Think about this. What if the nigga was Caucasian? What if there was a nigga named Jesus that was Caucasian? I'm not saying that it is, I'm not saying that it isn't, but just think about this real quickly. What if there was? What the message this person was bringing, would that be an issue? Was it really an issue when they're telling you to strengthen the spirit, when they're telling you to get your life in order, yourself in order, your affairs in order, handle people with love and care and all this other stuff? If they were really teaching that, would it have mattered that it was a Caucasoid? Would it have mattered that it was melanin recessive, melanin dominant? Would that really have been the determining factor of whether or not you were going to listen? And if you're going to tell me that that is the determining factor, then you're a part of the problem. Now, we already know the science and never recorded him to be a Caucasoid. That wouldn't even have made sense for the time period, the geography, or none of that. Okay, it's just that because people think that that's what it's about, they cut themselves off, again, from the sciences, thinking that they know what they're talking about and don't even understand that those stories were already recorded before the Bible ever popped up. Before they ever put together that compilation book, which most of that is just Rome and the rest of they spins on shit with Paul and his epistles and, you know, all the letters he wrote and books, and he think this and he said, let me get this another character, Timothy, and this, you know, there's really... No, I ain't really spoken a while. I gotta pull this out.
Who was the woke one?
As I watch the world, I just keep... Alright. I don't wanna lose the faith, I promise. But if I'm being honest, I'm losing my mind. I keep looking at my heart, don't wanna leave it behind. I'm seeking to find the love we need. I need love. Have we lost enough? Are we waiting too long? Underage, the quiet before the storm. Have we heard enough of the murdering song? I heard your warning, know that you've entrusted me with the souls of the lost tribe. I've given it all my life and it's hard. The devil built his kingdom in their hearts. You seem so far from where we are. I don't wanna lose the faith, I promise. But if I'm being honest, I'm losing my mind. I keep looking at my heart, don't wanna leave it behind. I'm seeking to find the love we need. I need love. I lay my life right now before you. I have no ties to this world of lies they organize. I'm gone from here, replace them with this voice I hear. There's nothing left to fear. I can see everything clear. Came up on my own, I was different. They ain't accept me. Found out how to see in the dark. That's where they kept me. Still, I was the flyest. I'm the one until my jet leave. Me on me, I bend over backward, part of the Red Seas. I got more sense than most. Still keep a stick on me. Shooting through the hickory, dickory, dot. Victory tickle me top. Listen, he picking a lot. Industry finna get robbed. Remember me, bitches, the mob. Mask on. Pull up on the red, then cut if a nigga act wrong. Tell me, what good is the land without a backbone? Leave a nigga tied to the rape, dried to the grapes. You wanna know what me and God do the snakes? Now I really had enough of these rappers. Only in it for the money, I can't fuck with these rappers. They'll do anything just to get the green, so they sold. So you know he let it blow for a buck if he had to. You can't trust in these rappers. They ain't nothing but actors, they work for Shaitan. That's why it's only sex, money, murder, all in they songs. All I had left is the mission, I gotta stay strong. Humans ain't too easy, no angels, ain't no place for them. I wonder if they'll know your name. Without you, it's just so much pain. All we have to gain is ready. Yo, I think it's crazy how I'm like really signed to the people, you know. But
I love you,
I want to start
Benji.
out by saying everything else is out the way. I'm focused. I'm ready. Let's get it done. Yeah. Just cut off the last distraction. Fuck it, let's celebrate. No more being patient with dead weight. Issue and me. for a while. I looked at my bank account, I got a reason to smile. Bitch, I was grieving till now. Signed to the people and now it's up forever. Fuck a label, fuck the devil. I ain't into orgies, but it's fuck whoever. I got some beef for the crowd. Shooting by the window, these niggas trying to sleep, but it's loud. Call the police on me now, cause after this check I'm going berserk. They was watching me work, so I ain't putting these niggas on shit except a t-shirt. They told me keep my head up if I'ma go against the beast. I landed feet first. Who the fuck you wanted, bitch? I do this. I'm so cold, I puzzle niggas. Ice Cube with a Rubik's. This shit is easy eating me. I'm cruising down your street. See me when you see me. I ain't scared about the police. And if you think I'm worried, y'all don't know me. I'm living like that. Yeah, why, I got a million motherfuckers tryna frame me. I don't trust a soul on this planet, can you blame me? I made some changes, but it's the same me. Why? Talk to him, Faye. Hey, let's go. Why? I got a million motherfuckers tryna kill me. I don't trust a soul on this planet, do you feel me? I made some changes, but see, it's still me. I mean, like, nigga really been going through some hard times, but you know, this how it goes. You feel me? I can't stop. I couldn't wait on no label. I'm the artist that set aside to the people, and I meant that. So y'all gonna see way more. You feel me? You gonna see way more of me. You gonna hear way more authentic. You gonna hear all the truth you love to hear, and we gonna keep it going like that. You feel me? Feel me? I done cut more niggas off than Donald Trump talking, bitch. I been on my office shit, big bills and documents. That's a lot of checks, nigga. Stunting on my ex with a baddie who can cook. Collard greens, the best nigga. Fog lights, bitches gon' see me when the smoke clears. Last year was a broke year with no cheers, but no fear. How can I be scared, nigga? Clap for my damn self. I don't need your money, bitch. I am well, but it can't help. So what you finna do with that? Who really gon' stand with him? Long live the strong will. I'm rolling with a damaged rim. Sweaty nigga, Fisher than Nemo, and everybody got a price, but I got choice for that. Don't play with me, stop playing with him. And plus he with that family, he not talking about folks who stay with him. He a big dog. Got these bitches fleeing like they lay with him. See him when you see him, he ain't scared, and that's on both them. And if you think he worried, you don't know him. He living like that.
Already dope.
Young nigga chasing UFO pajamas on. Stop motion animation on the camera phone. Hold on. You can't just come in and do the shit that he fucking did. Hold on. Alright. Damn, I lost my voice, but I ain't lose my voice. Yeah, I spoke it up just like a ruler does. And they been talking shit, I ain't gon' hold you. Talking crazy, but it ain't nothing they gon' do to something. Somebody's coming to take me away. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hear the trumpet. Somebody's coming to take me away. Away. Young nigga headed for big. That nigga feel like Mega Man. Taking longer cause he chose to keep it true instead of lying. Tell me why I wouldn't keep it G with you. You said you mine. You said it. Young nigga playing shots in the middle. Young nigga with a spine made of metal. New song had to find me a melody. Sweet love, sweet cherry. Hear the trumpet. Somebody's coming to take me away. Hear the trumpet. Somebody's coming to take me away. Hey, this is real close to me. You can hear it in the wind. I'm ready.
Oh God. Oh God, I'm ready.
The road. You was a young nigga with a cross you couldn't bear. Know you still can feel that pain from that miscarriage. God forgive you for that abortion, I'm being serious. Crown to the ground, give it away, that shit ain't church. You killed your brother over money, blood diamonds. Nightmares through the shadow, ain't no sun shining. Slept with your sister husband and you still ain't told about it. Popping perky, find depression, shit got your soul clouded. You gotta come home robbing. Hey yo Joe, do your whole life consist of home robbing? Hey yo Tasha, get off your back, go get your own profit. Hey yo Ricky, you conspired to get your own partner. Hey yo Jacob, this been a short walk on a long walking. We just warming up, finna get into it. Okay, give me one reason to put your name in the book of life. Where you gonna be at when we pull up? You better look alike. Church full of hungover fornicators, they throwing stones. Not the hot jar, I'll ask wood, it's too grand to be thrown. See, Granny told her God was watching, could Granny be wrong? But what's this eye that I see in the sky? Missiles over Georgia, strike Atlanta, y'all demons gon' die. Over it is 19, just look at my feet on the fire. Open up your soul, put that flow on repeat and jive eye. One day we all gotta stand in the presence of God. I'm already crying for my niggas, I left them behind. They don't even know that they in hell, they done slept through the alarm. We sent every message, you can't say that they never were warned. Some of y'all been here so many times, you weren't planning on going. You done got attached to this illusion, the devil is drawn. We getting all the illustrate, awake and prepared for the storm. Where you going? Waking up at night and you can't move and somebody scream your name? That was us. Go home. Trying to get sexual in your dream and you feel that pain? That was us. Come home. Trying to get your attention every way that we can. Take a stand and you'll be strong, and every day's the weekend. You gotta get it off your chest, you keeping family secrets. And I know just how you feel, I don't just stand in the bleachers. Nobody wants to be judged, so you hide it inside. But you can't hide it from yourself and you can't hide it from God. You make mistakes, you gotta find a way to visit that river. Lay down your burdens, get in that cold water, yeah, you gon' shiver. But the Anunnaki watching all of y'all on a big screen, doing the overseers. You call them angels. And to the government, that's where they running shit. What about that mothership? Y'all in danger.
Now they want to talk about
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Come home. I would say keep my name out their mouth, but these bitches won't utter my shit. Pussy niggas ain't mad. Straight cool on the clicker, talking to me like a man, not a fan. Pulling up by the beam, by the bam. Who is you niggas? I don't give a down. Shit, check it out. They done hit me with copyright infringement, threatening to take down my music. Got this shit out the bottom, they don't know I'll take down my music and start over music. Remember I used to live out the trunk, I ain't victory drunk, I'm proud of my losers. I can teach you a thing or two. This ain't no cap, I can doctor the Seuss's. I can see, but I'm blind to the bullshit. I ain't said I was never influenced. Still thugging, but not in the dress. Said these devils on God in the flesh. Then they cut to that chopper, suppress them. Slap me a beam on it, not finna mess them. I don't do violence, so I do correction. Y'all cannot stop the new whopper, you peasants. Cock it and clock me a proper assessment. Pop it, then pop it, eccentric. Then hop in the Tesla. Smooth ride. Heard they put energy between us and they see that snake got they too tied. New guys on the block, they scared to come outside. I would say keep my name out their mouth, but these bitches won't utter my shit.
Oh, God.
Pussy niggas ain't mad. Straight cool on the clicker, talking to me like a man,
Not a fan.
Pulling up by the beam, by the bam. Who is you niggas? I don't give a down. Check it out. They done hit me with copyright infringement, threatening to take down my music. Got this shit out the bottom, they don't know I'll take down my music.
I'll start over music.
Remember I used to live out the trunk, I ain't victory drunk, I'm proud of my losers. I can teach you a thing or two. This ain't no cap, I can doctor the Seuss's. Doctor the Seuss's. Yeah. Go out like no hoe. Yeah. Yo, switch up on the bros. Wow. Ride around with no heat. Let a pussy nigga play me out the streets. Like, the fuck is you saying? Kill without no reason. I'ma play with it, I'm squeezing. Ride. Abort the cars and play my poppin' down. Say what I say and not expound. Now. All I be thinking about is tell me how it's going down. I can feel my ancestors smiling on the nigga now. Save a halo for your descendant, he living kinda wild. But if I never go there, I'ma get somebody out. Shit, I was in the parking lot at midnight on my knees. I can't hang around you niggas, I'ma end up on the news. Before I switch up on that new, I put a switch up on that too. Let it breathe. Go out like no hoe. I'ma run me up a bag if it's you and me, then that's that. If you not with me when it happened, then I guess that's too bad. Now my number hasn't changed, but don't ring for me when it has. And I'm headed there fast to the top, I hit the gas. To the top, I hit the gas. What did they expect from me? Other than greatness, I gave them every chance to believe. They wouldn't take it, now I jumped out like a trampoline. They say I'm fake now and they hoping me.
something to me, but it don't mean a thing. Like when they call, I let it ride. It's just the sweetest sounds of springtime chimes and lullabies. I like my new girl better. I'm not with, can't decide. I'm with home, I find the booth, masseuse, thunder thighs.
Hey, what we finna do after this?
I can't wait to make it home. I just made the cash out sound my ringtone. Signs to the people trying to eat, I put my team on. One just touched down, there's a couple niggas I still need home. Know the Reaper, see your little brother doing big things, told me keep going. My cousin had a knee, my nigga Yash, free the guys, nigga we on. I got this shit on my own, no loan, I did it alone. And I'ma run me up a bag if it's you and me, and that's that. If you not with me when it happened, then I guess that's too bad. Now my number hasn't changed, but don't reach for me when it has. And I'm headed there fast to the top, I hit the gag, 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 gag. To the top, I hit it again. Gag, 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 gag. Just throw together perfect vibe. This shit was worthwhile. The cold night, young nigga cry. Digging on the sheet, trying to scrape quarters off a burger fry. If I ain't living proof that you won't lose if you just thug it out, then what the fuck am I? Begging it, bit okay. Reloaded. Soon we get out this bitch, I'm taking her to her favorite spot. Eat up, get busy.
We gon' go eat or something.
And we riding in that new exquisite. And they see me from the sidewalk. I know that shit come as a disappointment to a lot of y'all. You gon' be okay. I'm going toe to toe to my body fall. They want me in that bitch, but I beat that bitch and got it off. I did. Swear to God, I see this shit, you call me crazy. Had to get away from all these dotty rabies. I'm too precious, I'm hand to me, can y'all replace me? Hell no. Run me up a bag, show me, then that's that. Oh God. Me when it happened, then I guess that's too bad. My number hasn't changed, but don't reach for me when it has. And I'm headed there fast to the top, hit the gas. To the top. Gag, 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 yeah. To the top, I hit the gas. Up a bag if it's you and me, then I ain't got it. Not with me when it happened, then I guess that's too bad. Am I ain't gonna have change, but I mean, this shit gotta be, headed there fast to the top. I get gag, 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 gag. To the top, I hit it, gag, 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 gag. Okay. Flies from the mother plane. I was outside making pies out of muddy rain. I remember I ain't even had 24 to tank. Now I'm in a big body booger and I'm cutting lane. Now I'm with a got his young and we cut a lane. They running shit, government just like the other lane. Play running shit, what you know about that gutter game? I've been in the field with the keyboard, huddle lane. Yeah, teach me how to love a game. Slide it in my shirt, down, bless. I'm from another plane. Have I made a good first impression? I'm not flexing, it's just my essence. G, hopping out the geek tight slick, it's a butter thing. Everybody in my club eating just like Charlamagne. What you hear knocking on your speaker, this another banger. After that, another and another and another banger. Paparazzi watching out the window with the fucking finger. Notice not the two fingers up from the other angle. It's the real fucking finger. Diamonds on me, tussle lane. I remember I ain't even had 20 for the tank. I ain't even had 50 for the big metro. I ain't had no new shoes first day. When I make it, had these new shoes, by the way. Make a great first impression. Oh, no, they watching me from. I remember I ain't even had 20 for the tank. Vibes from the mother plane. I was outside making pies out of muddy rain. I remember I ain't even had 20 for the tank. Now I'm in a big body booger and I'm cutting lane. Now I'm with a got his young and we cutting lane. They running shit, government just like the other lane. They running shit, what you know about that gutter game? I've been in the field with the keyboard, huddle lane. Yeah, teach me how to love again. Slide it in my shirt, that I'm blessed with. I'm from another plane. Have I made a good first impression? I'm not flexing, it's just my essence. G. Motion don't stop cause a bitch mad. Don't make me blank on your bitch ass. It really dealt with me big fast. Niggas doing all that podcast. I'm at your chest, dog tag. We don't do stick talk, fed can't law that. We hit your party, ask you where the bras at. Clear the premises to them before we blow that. Your situation, you in the deep. All you hear is shot, shot, shot. We ain't timid. Eat Brody on the 30-day fast. He tweaking. He can hear the Wi-Fi next door blink. Street shit dead in the bed. They don't wanna say it, I'll say it. All the real nigga went fed. Yeah, that's a real nigga, I ain't fake. I could never relate to no snake. Ew, catch it, I got a confession. My ushers open door, kick it and step in. That weapon redundant, they gon' get the message. You never would've made it if I ain't let you. Bless you, Tachyon, imagine one. Here, all my niggas splat for fun. Swear, muddy water tap is fine. Here's all that count they doing. Cheers. Boogie man, they label me. A rapper could never play with me. I put that on free band. Slap boxing with a nigga with 3 hands. Niggas in the days, too like the weekend. Sure, you got some money, I got some brains. Let's play big bank, big tank. Sure, you got some honeys, I got some chain. Let's play switch, spray, big face. Motion don't stop cause a bitch mad. Angry. Don't make me blank on your bitch ass. Yeah. It really that with me big fast. Niggas doing all that podcast. Cat, I'm at your chest, dog tag. Don't do stick talk, fed can't law that. We hit your party, ask you where the bras at. Clear the premises to them before we blow that. Niggas on the pavement, don't get them. That shit in the air, they never knew it hit them. Who the fuck tired of this here trying to kick me? Go get your daddy, ho, this ain't for cheering. 100 round came with a kangaroo jet. It's a kickback, yeah. 100 cone dipped out the motherfucking stack. Spit check. Yeah, the genre is comedy. When niggas be talking to me, bitch, I admit not the Romney. They would digest these bitch, you can't stomach me. And I would not give a shit how ironically somebody humble me. Kendrick Lamar couldn't do it. I ain't took a seat since that song release. You ain't never gonna meet nobody who got number feet. Look at my toes and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make your whole body lift and shake. They think you know how to levitate. I know so much shit. If I tell you, then your Gotti had a break. I can teach a Billy Goat how to separate his body from his spirit the forever way. Several hexes a day keep the threats away. A single beat, but my people could dare to play. Running back, motion don't stop cause a bitch mad. Angry, don't make me blank on your bitch ass. Yeah. It really that with me big fast. Niggas doing all that podcast. Cat, I'm at your chest, dog tag. Don't do stick talk, fed can't law that. We hit your party, ask you where the bras at. Clear the premises to them before we blow that. Never would've made it without you. Never would've made it without you. Never would've made it without you. I would have lost it all. Straight from the hood with the gutter boy. Young niggas hitting drugs on a hoverboard. Big stick go bitter like wormwood. He be geeking, so keep it away from him. He a glow man, rolls out of concrete. Shawty like what she see, she want me. She on me. Like white on rice. Told her ass I don't bite, but she say I give player. Wow, player. Is that what I do? Player. You are something else. Player, player, player. Wow, player. I never would've knew. Player. It's news to myself. Player, player. He don't trip on me, missy. Peanut butter roof mouth, drip sticky. Beetlejuice starman, sheep scrub. Player. Smooth hair, pinky man, teacup. Bending corner, swing the merch out the wing truck. Asteroid belt holding my jeans up. Player. Come here, let me slide this in your purse. Yeah, I'm the flyest nigga on this earth. Yeah, just how fly is he? Not the bird, this ain't church. Yeah, hanging all out the window, screaming church. I just hit the curve, swerve. Straight from the hood with a gutter. Young niggas hitting drugs on a hoverboard. Big stick go bitter like wormwood. He be geeking, so keep it away from him. He a glow man, rolls out of concrete. Shawty like what she see, she want me. She on me. Like white on rice. Told her ass I don't bite, but she say I give player. Wow, player. Is that what I do? Player. You are something else. Player. Wow. Player. I never would've knew. Player. It's news to myself. Player. Okay, we finna go outer space. They lied to they dumbass. Here go Jesus, this is race. They lied to they dumbass. Take these shrooms, yeah, to activate. They lied to they dumbass. Moldy weed, it's the ancestor way. Lied to they dumbass. Okay. Yeah, dumbass, dummy, dumbass. Yeah, dumbass, dummy, dumbass. Yeah, dumbass, dummy, dumbass. Yeah, dumbass, dummy, dumbass. Niggas is fucking with me. I lie. Woke niggas smoking on tree. I lie. It's such thing 4D. I lie. Yeah, the pole do not work for the beast. I lie. Yeah, the Christian rapper love G's. I lie. Beat, count up, don't move, don't give a shit. What they talking about? Yeah, I'm finna whoops. Show my whole ass. They gon' think all I do is fuck. Industry better 2 liter. Finna pop like a 2 liter. When I fly that 2 liter like a fool, I am a true speaker, that's what I do. Okay, we finna go outer space. They lied to they dumbass. Here go Jesus, this is race. They lied to they dumbass. Take these shrooms, yeah, to activate. They lied to they dumbass. Moldy weed, it's the ancestor way. Lied to they dumbass. Okay.
dummy, dumbass, dummy, dummy, dumbass, yeah, dumbass, dummy, dummy, dumbass, yeah, dumbass, dummy, dummy, dumbass, yeah, dumbass, dummy, dummy, dumbass. I lie, I lie, I lie, I lie. Yeah, put it on. It's remarkable. Let's play who gon' push up quicker. This shit dominoes. Yeah, you can push up with your demons. They get all swole. Hey, who that? Put it up in that. Oh, that side folks. Yeah, Buku cut a big and fuck. And it's all new. Breaking bread. Bitch, come play with me, then break a leg. Shake my head. If they play with me, they taking meds. Hey, put it on. It's remarkable. Yeah, brand new fit. Call it Kelly. She remind me of my G. Let her ride like a player. Straight reclining in my seat. She like, oh, can we, hey, wine and dine me, can we eat? Her sweat off her feet, so remarkable. Okay, they got fire, we ain't tripping. We get shiny in this bitch. Pussy, nigga, think he Clifford. Better get tiny in this bitch. If I slip, if you hit, please remind me when I mix. Bet I dig off in your shit, so remarkable. Okay, bet I flip they party inside out like college kids. Hey, thank he Ollie, bet I box him in like Roddy Rich. Hey, look at you petite with your tiny ass. Yeah, to see you, what I need, magnifying glass. Hey, bitch, you shrunk, I'm in the swamp, dragging flying past. Yeah, big old heater, ain't no freezer, we play frying tag. Bitch up on the site, serving niggas, it's so fantastic. We do autographs, we do math, you can sign that. Hey, brand new fit, call it Kelly. She remind me of my G. Let her ride like a player, straight reclining in my seat. She like, oh, can we, hey, wine and dine me, can we eat? Her sweat off her feet, so remarkable. Okay, they got fire, we ain't tripping, we get shiny in this bitch. Pussy, nigga, think he Clifford, better get tiny in this bitch. If I slip, if you hit, please remind me when I mix. Then I take off in your shit, so remarkable. Okay. 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 Hot turn up, bitch, so remarkable.
You're now listening to Katana.
I know a couple niggas stay the bottom, they only friend. I know a couple women who surviving off OnlyFans. But God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. The angels taking off, I'm like, hold on, they forgot one. They forgot one. Hold on, they forgot one. When I fell out the womb around the room, just like, what have I done? Just like, what have I done? When I fell out the womb around the room, just like, what have I done? Bless me, bless. Hold me down, bless. Test me, bless. Show me how God so loved the world. Sometimes I feel like I'm an only child. I've been in this bitch so long, but how? They don't know me now. Thinking on how they stole me, beat me up and tore me down. All these people who wanna be chosen, they wouldn't change minds with me. You don't know how it feel to watch the night fall while you crying and weeping, standing in the middle of the street while everybody sleep. Know why they hate you how I shine. I'm not infallible, just made it out in time. That purple water, I know how to make it out of wine. Leave a snake without a smile, leave this place behind without a sign. I know a couple niggas stay the bottom, they only friend. I know a couple women who surviving off OnlyFans. But God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. The angels taking off, I'm like, hold on, they forgot one. They forgot one. Hold on, they forgot one. When I fell out the womb around the room, just like, what have I done? Just like, what have I done? Just like, what have I done? The middle of the streets, the middle of the street. I met her in a pink Volkswagen. Ooh, I would've let her in. She lied, said she sick to me. I told her, tell me what's the symptom. I was standing with my pointed out of the she gon' hammer to the knee, we can kick it. And so I got her in my reach, and then she leaned onto me. Let me tell you a secret. Bloodline is gold, the fringes are blue. It was given to me, so I'll share it with you. Yes, the bread, it was sweet till the stomach it went. It didn't sit right with me, so it came up again. She threatened my life with a sword aside. On has been a breed, could it be the final feast? Keep watch after me. She burst in my quarters like, what have you done? I took what I could and I started to run. Before I told her what I know, you'll never see me again. You'll never meet me twice. You'll never see me again. You'll never meet me twice. I told her what I know. You'll never meet me again. You'll never see me twice. You'll never meet You'll never meet me again. You'll never meet me twice. You'll never see me again. You'll never meet me twice. I told her what I know. You'll never meet me again. You'll never see me twice. You'll never meet me again. You'll never see me twice. I ain't ready to catch that. Hold on, let me see. Let it ride. Okay. Huh. Hey, it's some niggas looking funny in here. Why? They don't even know it's some money in here. How? Cause all my niggas looking bummy in here. What? That's how we like it. The bitches won't know when we striking. Okay, hold me a drink. Just a minute, let me call my bank. Truly loaded, cool, what the fuck they think? Yeah. Ring, this is he. Move that for me. Get the money, and get the power. The niggas are getting the mood to the power. The biggity motion, the diggity diamonds resemble the ocean. Forgiving me, father, these niggas be homing, but you already know them, cause you let it be litty and then you create them. Chill, partner. You don't want no issue with the real shot show. You don't know what you caught and how to feel, crowd. Let shit be on the ceiling. My niggas got a million and a billion and a trillion. Million and a billion. They don't even know it's some money in here. How? Cause all my niggas looking bummy in here. What? That's how we like it. The bitches won't know when we striking. Okay, pour me a drink. Just a minute, let me call my bank. Truly loaded. For what the fuck they think? Yeah. Ring, this is he. Move that for me. Hey, some niggas looking for you in here. Just a minute, let me call my bank. Truly loaded. For what the fuck they think? Ring, this is he. Move that for me. You are in the presence of a God. You can't even fuck with me if you moonlight on the side. You dealing with some truly wealthy niggas, stand by. It's some riches in this bitch, I can't lie. Foreign trees, Crystal City with the 4 entries. Temple built by the Force MDs. Ancient drip, I know why you're intrigued. Foreign trees, niggas be foreign trees. It's me, I'm niggas. Got the feeling the water's running, love is real and the heart is pumping. But I don't wanna make assumptions, tell me if I am on to something. If I'm on to something. When they ask me how's my Sundays, the weather to my liking, I can't complain. Myself and Ashley party in the rain. 4 beers and a night on the moon. 4 years to the bride and the groom. 4 stairs to the honeymoon room. Cross my heart, told the Reverend my heaven is you. Love's terrifying, but I'm not scared of you. Call my daughter, told the medic I'm healthy with you. With you. Cross my heart, told the Reverend my heaven is you. Love's terrifying, but I'm not scared of you. All my darkest hours shaded in a second or two. With you. Countryside to the city line. Skyline fishing mighty line. Excuse me, miss, would you join me for a hike? With the shooting stars aimed at me, but my lonely try to catch me. What could you please be my army for the night? Ashley, I am not a title, no, but I had to tell you how I feel about the matter. Ride, side by side, otherworldly, we could peel out the Saturn. Chariot came with a ladder. They gotta get up to get up. Oh, we throwing through like a needle. Chariot came with a XO. Cross my heart, told the Reverend my heaven is you. Love's terrifying, but I'm not scared of you. Call my daughter, told the medic I'm healthy with you. With you. Cross my heart, told the Reverend my heaven is you. Love's terrifying, but I'm not scared of you. All my darkest hours shaded in a second or two. With you. Your flow so cold, no dilemma. Roses grow in December. Chosen glow, not the ember. Soul to soul, once again I told you so. I remember twin flame. Focus, flow, survive the winter. Roses grow in December. December, it came with a memory. Partner, don't doubt it, we made us a finishing product. I'm proud of the way that we went about it. And I'm just like, you must not know who you're dealing with. No, I ain't finna argue with you. Yeah. Your mind is not of our discussion. question. Mind you, I'm just the one for you, and not the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Since the day that I lay eyes on you, I needed you in my life, life, I need, life, I need, life, 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 my life, 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 flow so cold, no dilemma. Roses grow in December. Chosen glow, not the ember. Soul to soul, once again I told you so. I remember twin flame. Focus, flow, survive the winter. Roses grow in December. Roses grow. I need you in my life. Girl, you know the time. Roses grow in December. Roses grow in December. She not your average pretty girl. No question, got it going on strong. Making her rock, she like yes sir, yeah. She give me captain treatment. She on the team up with me. Hands in on 3, yeah. Lordy, hand me the rock and rock me the move, yeah. Rock out with me, sing me a song, keep me surprised. The eyes on the prize. On go. She not your average pretty girl, yeah. On go. She not your average pretty girl. She like whatever, just get my money. Still in the hood, they took shit from me. I see you looking at yes, it's on me. Come here, mommy. Yeah, let me talk something to you. Yeah, that's done what you need, did. I'm stuck on you just a wee bit. Yeah, whatever they shop, can't reach it. They tryna ride your way nowadays. They tryna ride your way, drown with. They tryna ride your way. What's that key with? Check your temp. How do you wear it so well? Hey, you got an offside juice. Say you want up 2 shit. Straight out the door, she ain't settled. She want that roof echelon. I see she know this, that, yeah, so she choosing me. She not your average pretty girl. No question, got it going on strong. Making her rock, she like yes sir, yeah. She give me captain treatment. She on the team up with me. Hands in on 3, yeah. Lordy, hand me the rock and rock me the move, yeah. Rock out with me, sing me a song, keep me surprised. The eyes on the prize. On go. He love it. I'm taking it time by time. You got me losing fear. Let's be in tune, it's clear. Empty. Life without you right here. Shania, let's get involved, Shania. Yes, you my heart, Shania. You should be my entire. My muse, you divine, inspire me. We've been through grinds and struggles, survived. It beats me sometimes, just how did I get you? Want nobody else to choose. I know that you the one and not the 2. Don't worry, baby girl, we gon' get through. We love it. I'm taking it time by time. You got me losing fear. Let's be in tune, it's clear. Empty. Life without you right here. Shania, let's get involved, Shania. Yes, you my heart, Shania. Can't be apart, Shania. Aim for the stars and higher. The way that these bars is flying. See, I'm taking charge, Shania. We can end up in Orion. Take over the world if we feel it. We locked in for life with no sentence. It's obvious, I know no limits. You got me too hype, I'm on business. We love it. I'm taking it time by time. You got me losing fear. Let's be in tune, it's clear. Empty. Life without you right here. Shania, let's get involved, Shania. Yes, you my heart, Shania.
Hey baby, I know all this shit crazy right now, man. I got Faise making you a whole song, but we're making it happen, you feel me? I know you wanted me to ask you to be your Valentine, but you know how I do it big. With that being said, baby, will you be my Valentine? Be my Valentine, be my Valentine, be my Valentine, be my
You're now listening to Katana.
Come and see my soul bleed intensely when we take over worlds. Armageddon. These are the scars of a veteran. I'm from where you never been so long. Lost, found, return me. Please don't desert me. Don't leave me here with these earth beings, cause they don't deserve me. What do I do? What do I say? They don't receive me anyway. Mission complete, mission relay. Whole time was I in their way. Hollows in the highway creep like bottles in the wind. Am I alone in my sorrows again? Once again. Alright, what's that glow in the distance? Boom, boom, boom. Tornado warning. Nobody can know where I'm going. Lick finger test when it's been lovely. On to the next screenplay. I know you won't forget me. Yeah. And see my soul bleed intensely when we take over worlds. Armageddon them. These are the scars of a veteran. I'm from where you never been so long in transmission. Return me. Please don't desert me. Don't leave me here with these earth beings. Don't desert me. Lost, found, return me. Please don't desert me. Don't leave me here with these earth beings, cause they don't deserve me. They don't deserve my nigga. 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 They don't deserve. They don't deserve. They don't deserve. They don't deserve. They don't deserve my nigga. Oh, they do not deserve. They do not deserve, yeah, yeah. They don't deserve, yeah. They don't deserve. They don't deserve. They don't deserve. Money, money, money. They just want to play. You can't be serious, no way, not today. The people greed, don't know what to say. You can't be serious, no way, not today. The streets are broken, they stop and sway. You can't be serious. Think you're redeemable. Want to believe you're redeemable. We don't know that you're redeemable. Oh, oh. The leaves. What about the leaves? What about the leaves? The leaves are tired. Okay. They no longer want to fall away. And the trees are sleeping. They just want to. Sway back and forward again and be back one day. They say they want to make it great, they talk about with me, but can't hear me when me say they can't listen, but now we're going the wrong way, the wrong way, the wrong way, wrong way. Them children bleed, they just want to play. You can't be serious, no way.
Everybody lay it down. Everybody lay it down.
Once upon the time before the world was spherical, everyone's soul was so wild and spiritual. Hang on tight, hang on. Bleep, bullet from the way to God, shine. Won't be televised when you lose your heart. When you lose your mind, have a lose child. Won't be televised when you lose your heart. You gotta lose your mind. The melody came to rhythm, return the beat of the drum, the melody you heard it. Let down your burden. Locked on the center. I see your brother. I see your sister. I see you. Come to melody rhythm. Watch out now. Watch out. Shit. Man, no afternoon soul, you can feel here. Do we got some problem? Me and my Ohana. Tell us where to sign up. You know that it'll who shine. You know, cut the chorus. Won't be televised. Let it rock now.
You don't lose your mind. I and I love you, how you know. I and I love you, how you know. I and I love you, how you know.
Best thou run thine pockets, brother, lest thou be thrust to God's asunder. Please the heavy heart. Dost thou not see this rod? I've come for every treasure. Thou know what time it be. Mine brother, once more I beseech.
Bend your knees and spare me your peace.
Thou no mercy on me.
Hast thou not seen my face before?
Mildly familiar in the one.
Theodore,
Yes, sir. That is my name. That's me.
I remember you saved my life.
Took a bullet that was meant for mine flesh. Yes, it's me. Still run my pockets. What hast thou pondered this was?
But sir,
Sir, no, sir. I am poor. No shillings, no gold, and no silver. Render me yours. Oh, damn. I am empty as well. Have ye nothing? Nothing.
the lies ye tell.
Hurry now, my patience is wearing skinny, and over every penny. Thou run thine pockets, brother, lest thou be thrust to God's asunder. Dost thou not see this rod? I've come for every treasure. Thou know what time it be. Mine brother, once more I beseech.
Bend your knees and
Spare me your peace. Thine pockets, brother.
best thou thine pockets, brother. Best thou thine pockets, brother. Best thou thine pockets, brother.
On punch. Huh. 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 One take better not edit my shit. My get hard when I zip my Levi, bitch. I got a fly fetish. Ooh, look at this word. Got the heat on me, why would I sweat it? Shit is a sweet homie, not a die better. You can die better. Know these guys better know we slide. Let us come inside. I don't got these letters on the ride with me. Fall through. Niggas getting October type leaf. Letters on the side. Catch up for a let it be a motherfucking documented fact in any language or dialect. That if I said it, I said it, or I said it on fire like an eye. Cause I got Fetty. Get you up, but I'm obviously not Cardi B and not Megan. I said don't edit, this is not taken, but if I'm taking a second to catch a vibe, forget it, it's all phonetics. What did I say? Phonetics. What did you hear? Phonetics. What did I say? Phonetics. What did you hear? Phonetics. What did I say? Phonetics. What did you hear? Phonetics. 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 Phonetics.
For the hottest R&B instrumentals, you gotta holler at Robin Westman Production.
You can't touch me, baby.
Oh God.
It's not just me here tonight. On a little red carpet, you can't touch me now. No stop, no way, no how. Didn't come to make friends, I'm just here to dance. You had your chance on a little red carpet. You can't stop me.
Can I stop when I stop me now?
Just a way to get down on a little red carpet. You can't stop me.
Can I stop when I stop me now?
Just a way to get down on a little red carpet. You just watch me, baby. You might just get a surprise. And I wanna pay both sides. My way to spread my love. This could take all night. Don't give me no fight. No, I get down on a little red carpet. You can't stop me. Can I stop when I stop me now? Just a way to get down on a little red carpet.
You can't stop me.
Can I stop when I stop me now? Just a way to get down on a little red carpet. Santa mommy, I wonder if you'll need a good guy tonight. Should I bring a few pair to wear? To share.
Oh, it's only
Christmas, something like Santa mommy, but who was that up under your life? Heart eyes, and you responded as well. Santa mommy, you got a couple friends I can tell. There's wonder
up under your tree.
I want to see.
Is that for me to open up for Christmas?
This time there will be melodies and open arms and everybody's warm. There will be Christmas trees and lights, gifts and love keep the season bright. Kiss and hug and squeeze them tight. There will be melodies tonight. Everything is gonna be alright. There will be melodies and open arms and everybody's warm. There will be Christmas trees and lights, gifts and love keep the season bright. Kiss and hug and squeeze them tight. There will be melodies tonight. Everything is gonna be alright. You remember cold winds in December, hard times beloved. This time last year in winter, where we held each other through all those frozen storms. This time we'll laugh and sing with open arms and everybody's warm. Do you recall how we prayed for times like these to be stable? Don't forget to be grateful. This time at Christmas, while you're waiting on Santa, baby, to come down the chimney. Remember I told you that this time there will be melodies and open arms and everybody's warm. There will be Christmas trees and lights, gifts and love keep the season bright. Kiss and hug and squeeze them tight. There will be melodies tonight. Everything is gonna be alright. There will be melodies and open arms and everybody's warm. There will be Christmas trees and lights, gifts and love keep the season bright. Kiss and hug and squeeze There will be melodies tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. Ooh, oh, no, 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 oh, no, 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 oh, no, 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 no. I began to know love by the time you make it home. In a world that's so cold, don't ever leave me alone. It's a miracle that we still breathe the same after all this time. In a world that's so cold, I will never leave you. I won't leave you alone. If I keep you mine, leave you. I won't leave you alone. Need you for a lifetime. Leave you. I won't leave you alone. Leave you, I won't leave you alone. Ooh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Ooh. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. I began to know love. Just like the moon, I wonder will you shine? Doing this over one more time. Love lights the room, the thunder weighing high. Chariot swing low, carry time, cherry just like the moon. I wonder will you shine? Doing this over one more time. Love lights the room, the thunder weighing high. Chariot swing low, carry time, cherry wine. I sip it like a new coupe, fresh out the roof. 30 in your clip, begging you to shoot. Love is on your lips, telling me the truth, baby. Drip it like a new suit, vest white and blue, curvy in your hips, fitting to the boot, but he wanna dip. Let me leave with you, baby. Hey, la 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 la, just like the moon. I wonder will you shine? Doing this over one more time. Love lights the room, the thunder weighing high. Chariot swing low, carry time. Some people say you only live one life. Same people that choose not to live one right. But I'm living it like it's summertime in Houston, winter time in LA. Here's to my improvement. Cheers to why I do this. I do. Some leaders suggest we only lead ourselves. Such leaders were elders who didn't think we needed help. We did, but we could have used it. Young and confused, look what's becoming of you. Coming to you, humbly too. Why not teach us if it's something you knew? Why the preachers couldn't just come to the pews and look in our eyes and see what we saw? What we saw, were we so disappointed to y'all? Ran outside and got in trouble with the law. Gang violence, all the brothers get involved. We got problems, still can't wait on the government to solve. We don't really give a fuck who get it off. Some people say you only live one time. Why the double life sentence then? Why the triple life sentence then? 20 years for a dope kicked it in, and that ain't never made no sense. Tell me, is it dangerous to be true light incarnate around them? Is it Nuwapu or Musubatu? Does it matter surrounded by monsters in the closet? Hidden screen workers trying to lurk without setting alarms off. I don't know if you feel what I'm saying. Is it dangerous to be who I am? Irregardless, I walk with the lamb and follow my heart. I won't falter, I stand. Feet in the sand, please understand that they watch over me. Even though they slander my name, never let them poison the purity, keep me in frame. Watch over me. Eyes on your true soldier, watch over me. I know you're here with me etherically and seriously. I need you to watch over me. Hold on, born to the fabric of the master who gave us a channel. We never leave it to the eyes though. Remember I told you we don't gamble. When was a prophet, so respected in his hometown. Please remind me. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Is it lonely to be who I am? Can you show me the key to the shams? If that's a no, better be with the lamb. They've already spoken to me that is family, and they watch over me. Even though they slander my name, never let them poison the purity, keep me in frame. They watch over me. They watch.
Eyes on your true soldier. They watch.
I know you're here with me etherically and seriously. I need you to watch over me. They watch over me. I'll make it home. Even though they slander my name, never let them poison the purity, keep me in frame.
Watch over me. Eyes on your true soldier. They watch over me.
I'll make it home. I know you're here with me etherically and seriously. I
Need you to watch.
over me.
Watch, please watch over.
Hey, out of my mind. I don't know why I fuck with you the way that I do, but I can't find no substitute. And I know that it must be a reason for these. 'Cause I want you, but I do not need you.
It's complicated out.
My mind, I don't know why I fuck with you the way that I do, but I can't find no substitute. And I know that it must be a reason for these.
But I want you, but I do not need you. It's complicated.
Higher than a balcony, I jump, fall in love, gravity. Smoke sesh, oh yes, you can get high with me. You can roll up, you can vibe with me. I give into your love while you guiding me. Follow you to the end of the galaxy. It's a whole lot of planets outside of these, a lot to see. Young nigga straight from the bottom. I love too hard, probably too fast, too strong. I'm sorry, give me the peers, I don't trust nobody. But you been on my mind, baby girl, you so damn fine. You don't even think so, but you shine. Love the way you kick it, chill with your wine, baby. I'm gonna make you mine in due time. I can see me and you famous, slide through the West End, suicide door, cool brains, late night beach vibes, skies, you name it. Everything yours in this world, claim it. I'm crazy about you. I don't know, you just got a little way about you. How you do what you do, got that play about you. Got that strap when I'm out, I won't play about you. I get lost in your hips when you walk. I get lost in your lips when you talk. You know what's up with you at night. I beat the spark in your eyes when I look at you, shawty. It's nothing you can hide. I wasn't falling, I was just stalling, waiting for you to be mine. Fucking with all of your words, they follow your curves and make their way up through your spine.
I'm
Out of my mind.
I don't know why I fuck with you the way that I do. I can't find no substitute.
And I know that it must be a reason for these. 'Cause I want you, but I do not need you. It's complicated, out of my mind. I don't know why I fuck with you the way that I do, but I can't find no substitute. And I know that it must be a reason for these. 'Cause I want you.
I do not need you. It's complicated.
Said some things that I didn't mean
To you, and I wish that I could take it back. I know
how much
my words can mean to you. I'm sorry, baby. I said some things that I didn't mean to you.
and I wish that I could take it back.
I know how much my words can mean to you. I'm sorry, baby.
I said some hurtful things to you, but that's not what
I think of you.
my pride inside would let me say. I'm sorry, but that changes today. You said some things that I could take, 'cause I'm a man with harder to break. I turned around and cut you deep. You cried that night because of me.
so let's just keep it real. You're still everything I told you that you were to me. And even though you hurted me, I can't pretend like you weren't there for me. There's some things that I didn't mean to you, and I wish that I could take it back. I know how much my words can mean to you. I'm sorry, baby. There's some things that I didn't mean to you, and I wish that I could take it back. I know how much my words can mean to you. I'm sorry, baby.
Really good way, so you know the beat is lit.
You know what you did, you done, you didn't mean. Oh, stay too long, I moved on, you can see. You know what you did, you done, you didn't mean. Oh, stay too long.
Really good way, so you know the beat is lit.
You told my mama you the one. When I told you all my problems, never thought that you'd be one. I see all your potential and you all that you become. I can see it in your eyes when I was talking to your son. But it still don't take away from all the pain I feel. You broke my heart that day, I'm glad I ain't bring it still. You let that nigga try my G like I don't bang for real. He was all on Instagram throwing hits around like he can't be killed.
You know,
Fuck, I hang around, Jackie cut a crown, they'll gun him down, square on their round.
you know,
How my heart really goes, and you know it was already broken. You still
you know.
what you did, you didn't mean.
Too long,
Stay too long,
moved on.
you can see.
You know
What you
what
did,
you done.
you didn't mean.
Too long,
Stay too long.
Really good way, so you know the beat is lit.
Just because I cried don't mean I'm begging for your love. How the fuck I gave you everything and never was in love? I remember when you told the world it never was in love. And he going through my phone like, what the fuck, like, what's up? And he niggas trying to play like they was proud of me. Like I know they ain't have faith, them niggas doubted me. I know they hoped, I know they pray you would stay down with me. I think all your nigga friends wanted you to have sound to me. And you know how them fake it just to chill, make a nigga feel better than he felt. Thanks you real, real. And you know how to make your heart say what a sweet sound. I ain't know that you was on a rebound, but I see now. You know what you did, you done, you didn't mean. Oh, stay too long, I moved on, you can see. You know
what you did.
you done,
You didn't mean.
oh,
Stay too long. You with me. It's the love inside of me. I chase you so far away, but I'm ready for you. What do you need me to do? Love is so true, and I'm ready for you. I'm ready, love. I'm ready, ready, love. I'm ready, love. I'm ready for you.
You know,
DFU beats.
I was here. I saw everything on me.
Oh, God.
I was alone. Nobody reaching out and calling my phone. It's me and my dreams, so y'all can talk how you want. Think what you think about me. I ain't never need no friend. I'm by myself. That's why I say
I was alone. Nobody reaching out and calling my phone. Just me and my dreams, so y'all can talk how y'all want. Think what you think about me.
I ain't never need no friend. I'm by myself. That's why I say switch your shoes, it ain't gon' change the way you grind.
Christian Louis, they gon' change nobody mind.
First they hated and he waited, now it's time. Christian Louis step on hell and now he made it by design. He wasn't crying, he wasn't scared, he had to fight. He wasn't prepared, but he couldn't go out like no fairy.
Took the stairs and now he
Time.
I wanna see one of y'all do it. Notice they didn't start a brick wall and learn how to walk through it.
Devil went hard,
My father went harder. My niggas, they turned on me. I thought they was smarter than that. I was on the way, why the fuck they could be patient? I got it out the mud to the attic from the basement. I was alone, nobody reaching out and calling my phone. It's me and my dreams, y'all can talk all you want. You think what you think about me. I ain't never need no friend, I'm by myself, that's why I say I was alone, nobody reaching out and calling my phone. Just me and my dreams, so y'all can talk all you want. You think what you think about me. I ain't never need no friend, I'm by myself, that's why I say I got a loan, but bitch, I got it on my own. Ain't had no label or no drug money to put behind my song. I didn't wake up with all of these funds. I had to go get it, bitch, I had to run. Ain't got no cosign, but it's so fine. I done signed to the people they done. I know my mama, she proud of the shows. Look what I did without shit in my pocket. I was home and sleeping there when I'm driving and did it with pride. I ain't do it in private. Deep in my heart, I knew that it was timing and shit was hard, but I was sure to survive it. Shout out to Marciana, I remember the way you found out I was sleeping outside and you told me to crash in the house and get out of the cold. I never forgot it for sure. Me and my brother were robbing them stores and hitting the pawn shop to get the dough, you know. Won't y'all think I'm sleeping on the fact I had some help? I might supposed to did most of it by myself. To everyone else, I was alone, nobody reaching out and calling my phone. It's me and my dreams, so y'all can talk how you want. Think what you think about me. I ain't never need no friend, I'm by myself, that's why I say I was alone, nobody reaching out and calling my phone. It's me and my dreams, so y'all can talk how you want. Think what you think about me. I ain't never need no friend, I'm by myself, that's why I say oh God, you mean the most to me. I want you close to me, you mean the most to me. Who said we can be more than friends? Someone we already had, then we thought we had to end. I want to make amends, yeah. Oh, come in, your room is still the same. I didn't change a thing. Do you mind if I hold you like you're give me any shots, put it on the rocks, order up a spot. I want to see my friend Airbnb. It's just you and me, movies on the couch. I wonder where you came. To the couch, couch to the bed. What else should we watch? Would I see you again? Scripts on your hips, look you in your eyes. Who said we can be more than friends? With an ex, with somebody from the past. Whoever said it couldn't last. Through the ups and downs, bullets on the ground. Love is wanted, shit Iraq. Bring the truth. I want to make amends. Right here where we stand. I want to be your nigga. More than friends, someone we already had, then we thought we had to end. I want to make amends, yeah. Oh, come in, your room is still the same. I didn't change a thing. Do you mind if I hold you like you're? Who said we can be more than friends? Someone we already had, then we thought we had to end. I want to make amends, yeah. Oh, come in, your room is still the same. I didn't change a thing. Do you mind if I hold you like you're? I don't wanna be alone, yeah. Law down in that summer, yeah. Tell me now, could you handle? Yeah. Shot go out like camera. We said 300 Montana. I'm just protecting my motion shit. Baby girl, is you rolling? Yeah. Peace on me, I'm holding still. Watch them niggas, I know they still, and I know they gon' go and tell. Yeah. They go and tell, and they don't coincide. Maybe I'm just too real for niggas. Can't be no fantasy, they flaw. Couple of leads around me, blow out where I'm standing. We getting off, just like the bus stop. Bus stop. How they handle? They too tender. Open up the holy tablet, read the living soul, I'm sinner. If I wake up screaming in the night, la mama, they just cause I'm excited. I'm a motherfucking fighter. I hear the drums of war vibrating. I'm not trying to walk, they walk
only like put this in the plan. For holding me down, hold me up.
Footprints in the sand.
Hop out with that stable, he get sturdy. They can't spin your man. I make it make sense in the end, my friend.
And I don't wanna
Be without you, be without you. I don't wanna live without you, live without you.
I don't wanna go.
Without you, go without you.
I don't wanna be alone.
Exactly. Nah, hell no. Hey, I'm gonna do all the way through. Makes me wonder where you came from. Thinking about your love, it makes me want to. Can't believe it's everything I prayed for. Reaching out to heaven like who sent you to me. Got me dreaming about forever, ain't scared of the rain. Game rose gold, froze away the pain. She just wanna roll and play some waves. Shawty gon' throw that folk at where she came from. Deep in how you step, you got potential to me. Got me dreaming about forever. Hey, she gon' be the reason I retreat. Bustin' through them G like RPG. Fucking with a G and not that G. For that shit don't keep in my receipt. I can see why they tight and shit. We pop battles on T, I ain't tiny shit. We pull up poppin' shit at your party. Walking in on some we not invited shit. Remember the very first time that we locked eyes. So no surprise, you had told me I gave you Popeye.
Hit him up and get it swerving and he got him nervous.
30 degrees, way too cold.
Hold me tight. Will I see you at the show tonight?
Came from thinking about your love, it
Makes me want you.
can't believe it's everything
I pray for.
Reaching out to heaven like
Who sent you to me?
got me dreaming about forever, ain't scared of the rain. Game rose gold, froze away the pain. She just wanna roll and play some way.
Pay attention. But to what? And for what? There's a lot of shit going on out there in planet Earth, planet world. Was that the whole thing, though? Get this computer off, and there was an outage. Yeah, that was a flash. Where the hell that came from? Again, sometimes when that shit happen, it be right above your shit. I done seen it. It be right above your house. I'm just not fucking around outside lately. Not after dark. I feel all kind of eyes on me. Told you they done sent people to the spot, acting like they looking for down. Trying to see whether or not we need people to check for spiders and shit. You know, asking me how many people in the house and yeah. And not just human beings though. There's some other shit moving on outside. You can feel it hopping, jumping in and out of motherfuckers. That's weird, bro. That don't even feel like no regular like power off. That shit feel, I don't know, that shit weird. That feel weird. But they getting my attention about something. I don't know what it is. I know people wanted me to speak on that Charlie Kirk situation. I know they wanted me to make a video about it, all that. And I had to let that shit breathe. Because people be all, you know, oh, just do shows anyway. You know, you can still go out there and da-da-da-da, man. Snipers are real, first of all. I don't know why people think they make believe. It's Hollywood. When you saying shit motherfuckers don't like, they will do everything in their power to get rid of you. Last thing a nigga want to do is be like, I'm finna be over here, everybody meet me here. You inviting them demons too. I don't think it's a false flag. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a false flag. I think it's real life. And I think that's that second bullet from that Illuminati card, because he started moving quicker to Trump. That's in alignment with that second bullet science. But if they missed Trump, and the second time they said they won't miss. But it wasn't Trump, but it was one of Trump folks. They trying to say everything they can. But you said, well, the toilet flush. No, the power ain't out still. You know what I'm saying? It's open. If you can see it. Like, it only happened for a split second. I had to, because by the time I turned around and looked at the other room, I saw the light color. Why you ask the toilet flush? Man, listen. If it ever a situation people trying to be, you know what I'm saying, be brave, y'all gonna hear a shootout on live. That's what you will hear. Hear the flush. You will hear a shootout on live like you ain't never heard. I want to give me some more toys too. Yeah, I ain't want to. Yeah, I heard people talking about it, asking me to speak about it. I'm letting that shit breathe. If I'm gonna speak about it at all, cause that shit just too close to home. Like they gunning for everybody at this point in time. And what people don't understand about Charlie Kirk is he was going against them Democrats. Boy, you know how them Democrats get. You know how they get. It's like how everybody get when they know they ain't saying shit. You overpower them with too much facts and truth. I don't get caught up in race. So a nigga like me, I don't got no problem with Charlie Kirk. Only people he's racist, he did that. That's politics, bro. I don't got no time to be caught up in no race. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, that boy got a whole bunch of black homeboys who also don't give a fuck about race. And if some shit ever went down, they all know how to shoot. They all know how to hunt. They all know how to move. They ain't caught up in all that. The rest of that shit, politics. But he was coming out against them. So they don't like that crowd, that whole crowd. So they trying to say everything but he got assassinated. Y'all notice that? They gonna try to say everything but he was assassinated. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he wasn't just shot. That was an assassination. What are you talking about? People don't know what the word mean no more. He can't kill him with the words. The nigga too smart. He too learned. You know what I'm saying? He got points. He know the law. And his platform growing. So what do they got to do? They kill him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not in no rush to talk about this shit. Because y'all don't be hearing me when I be saying, man, we only a second away from them trying to make me next. Fuck you think, this how this go. And that wasn't that little old ass white man. I bet you that wasn't that old ass white man. I look, this who white man? Who grandpa this is? I don't know that one. That was a hit. And you ain't gonna tell me not one. A nigga that's that old and that white and got a shot like that, he don't live in a city nowhere. He out hunting with his wife. His grandkids come visit him every now and again. That nigga ain't out in society walking around with a aim like that and you're not seen. You ain't gonna tell me the niggas can shoot like that and they was able to be like, you. No, bro, that was a sniper. That's what that shit was. Whoever let out that shit, that nigga wasn't right up on him. Because everybody who watching, everybody who got eyes, they would have seen him aim. And then, you ain't gonna tell me that unless it's the CIA. Ain't nobody gonna be able to up and aim like that quick and get you out of here. Except niggas from FBI only got that type of aim. These niggas be having a hard time and they get into certain shootouts with certain people. You ain't gonna tell me that's a mercenary, that's Dark Squad, that's CIA, that's somebody, but that is not that little white man. I bet you they're gonna try to come out and say that shit too. We got the wrong guy. Yeah, you got the wrong guy. I can tell that nigga, that nigga ain't do that shit. They had a sniper. So I don't be fucking around, bro. I'm not in no rush to talk about this shit, 'cause I already know that shit right there. I'm telling everybody to be cautious. Everybody be careful how y'all moving right now. These folks is not playing fair. Be cautious. We in the middle of a story that's going to be talked about in school. Life is life before that, though. You don't think Malcolm X was living life before then? He was living life. He knew about the dangers, and he was even being warned about the dangers, but he already understood what come with it. But he was living life, eating food, you know what I'm saying, spending time with his family. Then went out to do his last speech. He didn't know that was going to be his last speech. He didn't know that. And thought he'd be good around his people. Didn't know some of his own was plotting against him at that moment for that time. Of course, he knew there was talks about it, the NOI and them. You know what I'm saying? Because they were mad. Yeah, FBI and them had people that was there. The NOI did more damage than the FBI. That's a whole nother story, though. They did more damage. Farrakhan sent them niggas on that nigga with a dog whistle, talking about he was worthy of death. They ain't trying to hear all that. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said don't touch him. These niggas is looking up the Farrakhan more than they were looking at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Come on now. Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the minister, the apostle. You know what I'm saying? The apostle. They don't care nothing about all that, what the elder man said. He didn't even hotheads. And Farrakhan was hot-headed too. So, you know what I'm saying? And they were bragging on it too. So he shouldn't have went up against the apostle. That's what happened when you go up against the minister. Next thing you know, he gone. These people get assassinated. Tupac was assassinated. You see what I'm saying? Nipsey was assassinated. Who else? Triple X was assassinated. You don't understand. These people, when they realize that they can't do shit with your brain, your mind, and your movement, that's how they play. So, I ain't finna be making no video about this shit. I'm gonna let that shit be what it is. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I remember, if that's not the same dude who was doing the Change My Mind shit on YouTube, because his ass came up from then. But I watched all his stuff up to date, seeing how he be going up against these folks, and they can't do shit with him. He'll let you speak to him, and they still can't do shit with him. So that's how they do. Yeah, I would have been gone from y'all if I ain't moved how I was moving. I would have been gone in like maybe 2020, 2021. If I ain't moved how I moved, I would have been gone. People would have been on to whatever they're speaking about. And that's how it is. It's quick. Bros talking, having a conversation. Next thing you know, he gone. That's how they play. And they think, okay, maybe if we stop him, then everything that's moving with him will stop. That's all they thinking. They scared. It's about survival. Stop him and everything he doing will stop. Because all the people, they ain't going to have the strength to keep moving. Somebody going to try to rush for his seat, rush for his wife, rush for, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. Chaos started because a human being is not understanding how to stand on their own 2 feet after a shepherd gets stricken. What about the survive part? What I said in that? To me, it's not even sad. It's just, I mean, I'm not trying to say it is what it is. To me, it's like, I understand. I get where I'm at. I know what they do. So ain't nothing surprising. That ain't no surprise they did that. There's a lot of people say, I can't believe it. You really can't believe it? You really can't believe it? What was that, bro? I don't know. If I wasn't on live, it'd be different. I probably would have went out there though. But what is that? That was different, bro. That wasn't regular. It's just the way it happened. It wasn't no flash, nothing. It was just a direct cutoff and flash back on. But see, I've been feeling it lately. I mean, I talk to y'all about everything, though. I don't know why. But I do talk to y'all about everything. And I will say, I've been feeling it lately. Like, I don't know, like, something is hovering above me. I don't know if it's a vehicle. I don't know what it is, but it's close. And it's like, I don't know, it's I can feel it. It's real. That's what it feels like, real. Best way to describe it. It just feels real. And the closer I get to it, it's like I don't even have the drive to keep explaining to people what I was explaining in the past. Now it's like they gotta know, they gotta understand. You get tired. You get tired of trying to explain it. And I think that's what I was telling people about that recently when we were going into September. And I said, coming into September, that Sabbath or Septu, I said, that was Sabbath. And a lot of people were going to be shaken up when we walked through that science. And I said it was going to happen differently. And it's happening differently now. I tell you one thing. Listen. The closer you get to that point, the more narrow the pathway become. You start realizing what that means. You can't bring nobody with you. You can't put nobody on your back and say, walk. You can't do none of that. They gotta have their seat. It's like you get to the craft, and if they don't have no assigned seat, they don't have one. Does that make sense? I don't know who I'm talking to. But like that's how I feel, where you done did all the reaching out, and now it's like you reaching more inward now. Everybody got to come inward now. Like bring it closer to you. You know, I've been teaching for years. And I'm not saying I'm done teaching. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? My voice hoarse right now because of me and my teaching and my music. I've been doing this for years. When them folks like, they were going to try to take my music down, all the other stuff, I don't even care. It didn't even make me budge. I can't even care because it's like I'm at the end of the dream. I've seen the green light. It's so real at this point. You know what I mean? I know where I'm at. And I know how it's playing out. So you really got to lock in on you. I done taught everybody, gave everybody the diagrams or the livograms and say, this is how you come up out of here. And I'm observing people, and I don't know why people think they can put this on. You can't put on. This got to really be that thing, like you can't put on. But there's so many people trying to put on. And like lately, you know me, I'll be the one on here going live, telling people get up here and go live with me. You see I'm doing less of that. It's because it's like, man, you they had time. They had time. They had time. And everybody want to play and waste time. And that's how that's how the movies go. You see what everybody be doing in the end. Playing, be a normal day, acting like ain't nothing going on. And they miss it. And I'm on some, hold on. Nope. No one has to go, but I will. So, this was fun. It was fun to document, talk to y'all, all that. speak, show you things, walk with you, observe, look in your eyes, post, make music videos. We went viral a few times. You know what I mean? We were doing what we could do. Just my eyes is on that clock. And you can feel it. Those who can feel, you feel this thickness. It's thick. Like walking outside is like walking through cotton. And it's weird to encounter human beings. No matter where you go, if you walk in a Starbucks, it's like you can, everybody's telling on themselves through their appearance, especially their tone also. It's just weird, you know what I mean? It's like I'm in a movie. The end of it. You look at people's faces, their faces, everything look weird. You know what I mean? There was a sister who was going viral for talking about she see people's faces changing in their dreams. So I went to her live and I asked her to talk about it. I said, speak more on the faces in the dreams. I said, and she made some type of joke. And you know, she was like, yeah, their faces be changing, whatever, however she said it. But she just laughed it off and then went to talk about some other bullshit that people in the comments was talking about it. And I'm like, these people getting revelations like that and they taking this as a joke. Right? She didn't even, it wasn't even clicking. And my thing was to see if I could offer her something to find out what that is. Because I saw that a long time ago. I was seeing that a while back. They showed me how it was going to be, that people's faces would look different. You know, it wouldn't happen without warning. You would just have to wake up and realize it. So I had a few dreams like this, but there was one in particular. People around me, faces was weird, and their eyes, the pupils of their eyes, like the pigment part, the pigmentation part, the dark part, the what do you call it, the pupil, the retina, all of that was, and the iris, all of that was small, like dots, and the rest of it was white. It wasn't like big circles. It was just like small dots. You know what I mean? I think like Hobson do that shit with his contacts, the rapper, but like small dots for pupils. And their teeth was like Crash Bandicoot, like not even Crash Bandicoot, I don't know, but shark, like sharks. Their teeth look like sharks' teeth. And at first I didn't realize that everybody looked like that, but then when I like came to a realization that something was off in the dream, I looked around and I saw everybody's face look like that. And every time I looked at them, it like they kind of like gave this weird smile. And I was like, this how this gonna happen? So I kind of started to understand, because I had been in the dream so long without realizing that that was how everybody looked. I started to understand what was going to happen. This happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I started to understand that that's how it's going to be. That y'all aren't going to know that y'all are left behind. People don't realize it now that they're left behind. They don't know that you're sealing your fate. And I guess this is how it happens. There's a separation of worlds. And all that talk is, you know, I'm running out of the talk because I'm watching the clock and I got to get out too. I can't be just ushering people in. No, I got to get out. So I'm running out of talk. I don't even, you know what I mean? You know, I just see, I got my eyes wide open. I know to even pay attention for stuff like that. A regular person be thinking that, oh, the computer just shut down. No, that wasn't it. It happened quick. It wasn't, it just happened. And the way that it happened was telling me it's still a reminder. It's still a reminder. I find myself surrounding my house with green light often. You know, a spiral, a tornado of green light for protection. Because stuff is moving and people ain't paying attention. You know, I told y'all the other day about who all out here and what they doing. They mad, they angry. You know, and I know everybody in all of the walks and all of the forms, all life forms that are conscious in the way that we are or more advanced, they sense that Dr. Malachi York is finna come out. Him coming out of prison isn't what y'all think, okay? Never mind, bro. Never mind. You just get tired of explaining it. You get tired. You get tired of explaining it. Because look at how people acting, thinking that Malachi is in prison and nothing can be done. You know what I'm saying? Or even if something could be done, they don't want to do it, or they're not willing to work with one another. Look at how people acting. What could I can't vouch. How am I gonna be able to say anything but, well, I did tell them, I did show them, I showed them the state, I showed them all of that. People living a life, jumping around, playing. You know, and I'm listening to it, watching it. I'm looking at the Nuwabians and Sabians. They still fighting each other. I ain't even been around them. But every time I hear them, they get on the live internet and they talking, it's negative. And I realized how I had to, and why I had to get away from the majority of them. Because they're negatrons. It ain't never nothing that's, I'm not talking about just speaking the truth to get it. I'm talking about like really, it be like, we know you're not even saying what you're saying in the name of truth. You're saying what you're saying in the name of division. I got on the phone with somebody. I'm not going to say no names right now just because I just stopped doing a lot of that with them over there. You know what I mean? Because we done brought more attention to them than, you know what I mean? But I got on the phone with somebody because of something that they had posted up on the YouTube where a lot of the tribe be watching, or a lot of the family be watching. And they came at, you know what I'm saying, some people who I know, you know what I mean, is handling some stuff for sure. And the way they came, I'm like, oh, okay. So I hit him up. I say, yo, the information, I don't know who giving you that information, but that's not true. Long story short, I'm talking to bro, and he going on about how he got document this and document that. I said, even the updates that you're reading aren't coming from the master teacher. Those are not his updates. When did we start reading other people updates and calling it an update? When did we start doing that? Let me know, because I don't even remember that, unless that's always been what it's been. I don't remember that. When did we start reading somebody update with their opinion or how they feel about something and what they think need to happen? I thought when it came time to give an update, it was about what Malachi was saying. No, these folk reading updates as if he said it, knowing that it's not his update, but reading it as if it's one. That's like, what? So I said, yo, you said this about this person and said they not doing this or they did this. Did you call them? Well, if they want their part of the story told, they can call to me. I said, no. I said, you put out information without checking with them to make sure it was true or not. So what do you mean if they want their part of the story? How about not slandering? Whatever happened to speaking the truth, like standing on truth? You know what I mean? His ego wouldn't let him hear me, though. They think they doing what's right. They not doing. That is slander. You ain't checked with these people. And I know you ain't checking with these people because you so convinced that who you rocking with is the right way to go. Even though Malachi literally shut them down. So I don't know what's going on, but I do know he said these folks was shut down. They still trying to push, and he been said he ain't with that. Anybody that's rocking with this person, that person, they not with me, and they still don't care. They gonna act like he didn't say that. I said it to him. He said, uh-huh. So you mean, uh-huh. What we gonna do about that? Because he said stop rocking with these folks. They lying, and they scheming, and they taking money, and they been doing that.